Good afternoon, everyone. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, बढ़िया. एक ही. Yes. Guys, should we start with the lecture then?
Yes, sir.
कैसे हो सब? बढ़िया एकदम.
Yes, sir. सब बढ़िया. आप कैसे हो?
एकदम बढ़िया. Okay, I guess sufficient people have joined. Should we start with the lecture? अच्छा, before we start, yes. We are done with 2 subjects. How does it feel, guys? 2 subject complete हो गया. Revise कुछ किया last Sunday?
Yes, sir.
Great. So guys, I am hoping at least you would have gotten some time during the week or maybe last Sunday to revise the 2 subjects that we have already completed, one being ethics, second being portfolio management. Is everyone smooth till your? Yes?
Yes, sir.
समझ रहा ना सब?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I just have a doubt in portfolio.
Okay.
And in chapter, I mean the portfolio risk and return part 2. In that you said use Trenor's ratio when there are many. When there are many managers, right?
Correct.
Okay. So can that be used even on funds which are hybrid?
No, here they are trying to say is कि बहुत managers होंगे ना, so someone might be focusing on bonds, someone might be focusing on equity, right? So diversification हो गया. अगर diversification हो गया, so beta is our concern, not standard deviation, not sigma. That is the thought process. Hybrid होगा तो it depends. I have
So
to.
hybrid means debt, equity, and everything.
Understood. But still, it depends. We cannot say कि managers कितने हैं, etc. So we'll need more details to comment on that. Yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, I want to ask one question. We have completed ethics and PM whole syllabus, sir.
Yeah, whole syllabus. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So guys, we are done with 2 subjects. We are left with 8 subjects now. ठीक है? The third subject that we'll be starting now is called FSA, Financial Statement Analysis. Is everyone awake? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please focus. See, both the subjects. Yeah, sorry.
Sir, did you make any important announcement? I just joined.
No, nothing important as such. I haven't started anything yet. So I was saying, guys, we are done with 2 subjects up till now, portfolio management and ethics. Okay? Both the subjects, to be very honest, were quite small. Ethics was completed in 3 lectures. Portfolio management, I had to complete it in 3 lectures, but we took 4 lectures. Yes?
Sir, in ethics, you said that you will be sharing your friend's strategy.
Strategy से जैसा नहीं है, मैंने बोला तो मैं उनका रिजल्ट आपको शेयर कर दूंगा. I'll share it to you on WhatsApp. Send me a hi, I'll share it to you. Yes?
Okay.
Yes. So as I was saying, guys.
And sir, one more thing. I told you regarding the weightage of each chapter that you shared with us and on the website. It is varying.
थोड़ा सा different. Is there a revised weightage that has been announced?
I guess, yes.
एक काम करूंगा मैं. What I'll do is, I'll search the official thing on the website. I'll take a screenshot of that and put it in your group so that you have the revised weightage for all the.
I have already shared the screenshots with you, sir.
एक बार वापस hi भेज दो. I'll go through it once. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Anyone else wants to comment on something? Yes. Should I start with the explanation of the subject?
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, I was earlier in the November batch of 23. I have completed FSA with you only, sir. Should you recommend me to again go through the lecture or revise the FSA syllabus?
Don't attend.
It's totally same or there are some changes, sir?
There are few deductions. Few things are removed. Okay. Just if you remember, earlier we had 12 chapters, right? Now there are 10 chapters. So there are few deductions. Contact your student mentor. Tell them that I have seen the last year lectures. Can you just tell me what are the differences in both of them? Okay. The only thing that is new is the 10th chapter, which is financial modeling. Okay. This is the new chapter that has been introduced. Everything else in all other chapters, there are few reductions. ये छोटा part निकाल दिया है. So minor here and there changes. You can maybe contact your student mentor. They'll give you a reconciliation between the last year's and the current year's portion, the syllabus, and then maybe you can make your changes in your notes and start reading.
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you. Only the 10th chapter is a new chapter which I have
Yeah,
got.
this is a completely new chapter. Everything else somewhere remains the same. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, guys. उससे कोई loss तो नहीं होगा knowledge. I'll come to that, Manav. Okay. Yes. Anything else? Anyone wants to? When can we expect the Zell notes? Yeah, I have asked them time and again. They are in the process of making it. They'll share as soon as possible. Yes, Harsha? Okay.
Sir, I want to ask one thing. How we should study, sir, when we get Zell notes, sir?
I'll tell you. Once you receive the Zell notes, I'll let you know how you should be moving forward with it. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Perfect. Okay. Is anyone there in the batch who has not attended any of my previous lectures, directly starting with FSA?
Yes, so I joined today itself.
Who's this?
I'm Tisha.
Tisha. Okay. So you haven't attended the pre-learning, the ethics and the portfolio management wala subject, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, won't make a difference. And then for the exam, definitely we'll have to go through the lectures. But we are starting with a subject called FSA. In this subject, you don't need, ethics or portfolio management ka logics to understand this. So this is a completely different subject. The only thing is, if you would have attended the pre-learning, thoda help karna. Pre-learning mein there were few concepts of FSA being discussed. Nevertheless, if you're a commerce student, won't irritate you while doing this subject. So not an issue. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So guys, I'll start describing and giving you a small gist of what you guys should expect from the subject. Okay. First things first. The two subjects that we have already been discussed earlier, ethics and portfolio management, those are very small subjects in quantity. I'm not talking about the weightage. Please be clear. I am talking about the content part. Those are very small subjects. Yes. The subject that we'll be now doing, FSA, is a subject which is the lengthiest subject of your level 1 curriculum. So if you take my advice, along with ethics, FSA is one of those subjects. Just a second. FSA is one of those subjects.
Hello.
In which
No, Pratham, I wasn't able to log in. That's why I called you.
Okay. Guys, please mute and then speak. Yeah. So as I was telling you guys, this subject FSA, this is the lengthiest subject of your level 1 curriculum. The best thing you guys should be doing is you don't have to feel scared at all. I'll make sure this subject becomes your easiest subject. But the only thing is, this subject ko na end mein mat rakhna. Do it as soon as possible. The reason is confidence aayega agar ye subject complete ho gaya to. If you are done with this subject, you will feel, arey, I'm done with a lot of things. If someone, see, right now in the last week, during the weekdays, I was taking revision lectures of the August attempt students. Okay? So there are few students who told me their strategy that they were keeping FSA for the end and they're regretting it big time. The reason is very simple. FSA is a very humongous subject, a very long subject. You might feel you will be able to complete its revision in 3-4 days. It won't be possible. Okay? So always make sure, even if, like Tisha, even if someone has not attended, let's say, portfolio management ethics for the time being, keep it aside. Revision nahi hua, lectures attend kiya, keep it aside. Right now, your target should be to attend all FSA lectures properly. And during the weekdays, when you don't have any lecture, when you have some time, please keep on revising what is being discussed during your weekend lectures. Yes, this should be your target. If you haven't revised the earlier 2 chapters, subjects, chalega. भूल जाओ अभी के लिए, बाद में कभी कवर अप कर लेना. अभी only focus on FSA. This is a very lengthy subject. ठीक है? It will somewhere take us a month or so to discuss this one subject. 1 महीने जितना लगेगा, I'm not sure. Yes, it'll take almost a month for us to complete this subject. Yes. So it is a lengthy subject. Starting से attend करना, बीच में 1-2 lecture attend नहीं किया. If you skip 1 or 2 lectures, you'll lose out on the fun of the subject. Yes. So this is the introduction. For students from commerce background, thoda sa it'll be simpler because you would be acquainted with the terms, what are assets, current assets, non-current assets, etc. You know what is a balance sheet, etc. For people who are not from commerce background, thoda sa you'll have to put in more effort. but please take the extra effort over here, because at the end during the exams it'll be easier for you. Ask as many doubts as possible, but your concepts should be very clear. Okay, FSA is your base. Yes, okay. So FSA ka full form is financial statement analysis. This subject is divided into 10 chapters. This is the revised curriculum of 2024. You guys will be the first batch, Feb 2024, appearing for the revised curriculum. Okay, so this is your revised curriculum. These are the 10 chapters. The first one is Introduction to FSA. This is a completely theory chapter. Theory chapter है, कुछ number crunching नहीं है इसमें. Okay, but it will give you a very quick introduction of what we are going to do. The first chapter has theory, but very good theory. As to it will make you understand what are we doing, why are we doing this subject, everything. Then we have income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement. These are 3 very practical chapters. You will need your calculators every lecture. So please make sure you have your financial calculators with you. And then we have inventory, long-lived asset, long-term liability, income taxes. Okay, see. These chapters, chapter 2 से लेके chapter 8 तक, these are cream, very important chapters. Okay, chapter 1, chapter 9 and chapter 10, not so important chapters. Okay, so while revising, I'll tell you an order, I'll give you an order, and in that order you'll have to do your studies. Right now we'll go sequentially jitna possible ho, so that understanding becomes easy. But while revision, I'll tell you which chapters you have to focus more on. Right now, for understanding purpose, focus on everything. But while revising, I'll tell you which chapters you have to give more time to. Yes. All these 10 chapters are extremely important for you to clear your exams. Don't neglect any of them right now. Okay? So we'll be starting with this. I'll keep a good pace because this is a very, very huge subject. Okay, so we'll have to be thoda sa quick. If you have doubts, I'll entertain 1 or 2 doubts, but if there are many doubts, you can maybe ask me after the lecture and we can maybe proceed ahead with that. Is everyone very clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
A quick survey before we start with the first chapter. How many students in the class are from non-commerce background? Can you please raise your hand? Please raise your hand. Okay, we have Vedant. Anyone else?
Myself, sir, but I don't know how to raise hand.
No worries. I understood. Yes, Surya. Okay. Surya, Vedant, anyone else who is not from non-commerce background?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Manav Mehta. Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, sir. I'm also non-commerce background.
Okay. So guys, why am I telling you this? Rishik, okay. For people who are from non-commerce background, don't worry at all. Okay, the only thing is be more attentive. Look, 100% there, आप 110% दो. Subject is same, and I know commerce students ने क्या किया graduation के time पे. So everyone is on an equal page. What I'll do is I'll explain everything as if you guys know nothing. The whole batch knows nothing about accounts. Keeping that in mind, I'll proceed ahead with the lectures. You don't have to worry about it. The only thing is you guys please be more attentive. Yes. People from non-commerce background, please be more attentive. That's the only thing I want to request to you. Chalo. We'll start with the first chapter, Introduction to FSA. Anyone wants to discuss anything before I start? Yes? Okay. So chapter 1, Introduction to FSA. As you guys might be now, well versed with how I teach, I'll be teaching you through my notes and I'll share the notes after the lecture. That's the process. Before we start with any chapter, I'll tell you the map of the chapter. This is the map of chapter 1, Introduction to FSA. This chapter is divided into 4 parts. Correct? First one is what are financial statements. This is the first part, guys. This is not in the syllabus now. Okay. And I have already discussed this in the pre-learning bit. Still, I have kept it in my notes. Why? Because if someone forgets, yeah, what is a cash flow statement? What is a P&L? I'm forgetting that. So you can refer back to these notes. So I have not removed it. For me, it was very easy to just erase my notes, but I'm not doing that because you will get these notes at this point only. So ye yaad rakhna, this is not in a syllabus now. Okay. Part 1, financial statements introduction is not in the syllabus. They have shifted this to pre-learning bit. I've already explained this in the pre-learning. so I won't be repeating this. एक बार एक quick glance करवा देता हूँ मैं, ठीक है? So everyone please focus. What are financial statements? Financial statements is a group of 5 documents. Guys, please pay attention. Financial statements क्या होते हैं? Group of 5 documents. First being balance sheet. Balance sheet क्या होता है? It is a statement of financial position. Okay. It reports financial position of a company at a particular time. Balance sheet के 3 elements होते हैं: asset, liability, owner's equity. Yes, and this is the fundamental equation. Okay. Balance sheet क्या होता है? For example, let's say there's a company called X Limited. I want to know what is the financial position of the company. Company का कितना loan है? So financial position समझता है. I don't understand the profitability of the company. How much the company has profited in the last 1 year? For that, I'll have to check their income statement, which is the second statement. Okay, so this is the difference. The second statement is the P&L, that is a profit and loss account. You can call it as the income statement. Yes, am I very clear? Yes,
Yes,
or
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
okay, so just a second. Balance sheet and income statement. These are the 2 things that we have to discuss. ठीक है? Balance sheet and income statement. Balance sheet क्या बोलता है? It tells us what is the financial position of the company. Financial position मतलब क्या? Something like this, wherein यहाँ पे equity, liability और यहाँ पे assets होते हैं. This is a T format balance sheet. ठीक है? T format balance sheet. Equity, liabilities and assets. Total is same. Equity plus liability will give you assets. This equation should be satisfied in all situations. Okay. Assets matlab what you own. Assets is what I own. Equity and liabilities are what I owe. Okay, so if I have taken a loan, it will go in a liability. Correct. If I have bought, let's say 2 crore ka land, it will come in assets. If I have raised money by issuing my equity shares, it will go in equity. Am I very clear? Is the balance sheet part clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Pakka guys, your basics are strong, right? Fundamentals समझा सबको ना?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moving ahead, what is income statement in that case? Income statement tells you what is the profitability. Profitability of a company. You can make a statement which is called income statement. It is also called as a P&L account. P&L account means profit or loss account. What you do in this? You write what is your sales. You write what is your expenses. Isse minus karo, you will get your profit. Not a very simple like this. There are many types of sales, many types of expenses, but something like this. So it tells you what is the profit or loss for a given period. You can make income statement for 3 months, 5 months, 10 months, 12 months, or year, etc. Balance sheet is prepared as on a specific date. Income statement is for a period. ये समझता है सबको? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Everyone understands? Balance sheet is as on a date. You can prepare balance sheet today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. It is not a for a period. वो आज के दिन पे क्या position है आपका? Income statement is for a period. Everyone is clear with this point? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Just to drill in this concept more in your mind, I can have a quick analogy for this. आपने आपके cell phone से photo लिया. You take a photo. If there is something happening, you take a photo of that. Photo captures one moment. That is balance sheet. If you take a video, 5 minute ka, 10 minute ka, if you take a video of something happening, that is like an income statement. It records for a period. Yes, so you can keep this in mind. Balance sheet is like a snapshot. It's like a photo. It tells you आज के दिन का position क्या, कल photo लिया, कल के दिन का position क्या. It's a standalone thing. Income statement is for a period. It's like a video. Make sense? Yes, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's move on to third is statement of changes in equity. Okay, not very relevant for our discussion in level 1. Okay. Statement of changes in equity hota kya? It is a document only, just like P&L balance sheet. But here it tells us how your equity share capital is changing every year. What components are changing? Yes. Cash flow statement kya hota? See, in P&L account, we follow accrual concept. What is accrual concept? I'll come to that in some time. P&L में क्या होता है? In income statement, we record many things which are non-cash also in nature, like depreciation. Cash flow statement is a very strict statement wherein we'll only consider cash inflows and cash outflows. That's it, nothing else. So cash flow statement.
Sir,
yeah.
सर एक बार ऊपर करना थर्ड वाले इक्विटी वाले पे. सर इसमें यू मेंशन कि इट टेल्स अस अबाउट चेंजेस इन इक्विटी.
करेक्ट.
राइट. और सर ऊपर बैलेंस शीट जो है वो टी फॉर्मेट में आपने बताई, तो उसमें भी तो इक्विटी का आ जाता है ना. फिर व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ क्रिएटिंग अ न्यू एफएस?
उसमें आपको इक्विटी का अमाउंट पता चलता है, पर इक्विटी के अंदर बहुत सारे कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं. यू हैव जनरल रिजर्व, there are many reserves, inside reserves and surplus होता है. Understood? तो बोनस इश्यू करते हो तो क्या इफेक्ट आता है इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल पे, एक्सेट्रा. यस
सर
ओके ओके.
सर स्टॉक स्प्लिट्स भी इसमें.
हाँ, it is accounted in equity. Yes. Okay, moving on to the fourth statement, cash flow statement. Cash flow statement क्या होता है? What is a cash flow statement? It is a statement which records cash inflows and cash outflows. That's it. Sir, can we go into more detail? इस पे पूरा chapter है. Okay, so if you still feel, I'll come to that point. Fifth one is notes to accounts. Well, if you want to know anything of balance sheet, P&L, cash flow statement in detail, you can come to notes to accounts. Notes to accounts क्या? Everything discussed in the above four statements, but explanations about it. The explanations मतलब insights, detailings आपको यहाँ पे मिलता है. So these are the 5 financial statements. Sir, can we go into more details? See, there are 5 financial statements, right? कौन से 5 financials? The order is not important, guys. There are 5 financial statements: balance sheet, P&L, cash flow statement, statement of changes in equity, and notes to accounts. This is our chapter 2. This is chapter 3. This is chapter 2, and this is chapter 4. These two are not discussed in the curriculum in more details. तो जितना अभी हमने सीखा वही है. In short, the next 3 chapters that we are going to do are these 3 only. So you don't worry. Even if you feel cash flow statements or haven't understood properly, we are again going to discuss it in full details. We'll make a cash flow statement. We'll do its calculation, etc. तो numbers के साथ properly discuss करेंगे. So you don't worry about it. Am I very clear?
Yes.
Perfect. So we had to do in this chapter 4 things, right? पहला था, what are financial statements? That is something that we have already discussed. The second thing that we have to start in discuss in this chapter is financial statement analysis. Subject का नाम क्या? FSA. To understand what is FSA, we need to know what is FS. We have already done that. What are financial statements? 5 documents. Yes, financial statements समझता अभी हमें. Now, how do you analyze financial statements? What is FSA? Financial statement analysis क्या होता? We'll discuss that. Is everyone please paying attention? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. What is FSA? Analyzing information embodied in the financial statements. What is the difference between FSA and FR? Have I explained this in a pre-learning? FSA, FR का difference?
No, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir,
Don't worry, I'll explain. For people who don't remember, I'll explain. Please focus. Financial statement analysis and financial reporting, what is the difference? If you want, I'll write the full forms. This is financial statement please focus, everyone, guys. Very simple. Financial statement analysis क्या होता है? First, let us understand what is this. Financial statement analysis मतलब क्या? The meaning is very simple. You want to analyze the financial statements. While doing FSA or while studying the subject of FSA, it is not my duty to understand how to prepare financial statements. So don't worry. There are many students who tell me, sir, CFA करना तो क्योंकि finance पसंद है, यहाँ के accounting क्यों करना? Why are we studying accounts? We want to study finance. If you want to reach finance, you have to go through accounts. Yes. Why are we doing this? Understand. You are not taught to prepare financial statements. That is not our job as a CFA. Okay, as a chartered financial analyst, our job will not be to prepare financial statements. So the five financial statements that we understood right now, it is not our duty to prepare them. Be very clear. Okay, so FSA कौन करता है?
But we understand.
Yeah, correct. So FSA कौन करता है? CFA. CFAs do FSA. They analyze financial statements. They have to study the subject FSA. Financial reporting किसका काम है? CPA का. India में we have CAs, right? CA, CPA लोगों का काम होता है financial reporting. Financial reporting क्या होता है? It is their job to prepare financial statements. Okay, they have to understand each and everything in detail. बस उनका काम है financial statements बनाना. ठीक है? So everyone is studying accounts, but understand it is from a different perspective. Their perspective is more about rules, regulations, how to prepare, the technical details. Financial reporting focus on technical details, correct? Because they have to prepare financial statement for companies. Our job being a CFA over here is not to make financial statements, it is how to analyze them. It is more of an analytical skill rather than memorizing rules, etc. Here we are not going to memorize rules, etc. Here we are to understand कि ये financial statement बना हुआ है. For example, right now ITC का result आया, तो ITC का if I see their financials, I should be well equipped to analyze it. कि उससे मैं क्या understanding gauge कर सकता हूँ. That is our task while studying this subject. Yes. Is everyone very clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Why are we studying this subject? Marks के लिए definitely yes. But why? To form an opinion about the company. Generally, if I ask you, what is your opinion about Asian Paints? How do you comment on a company? You'll have to read its financials. How will you read? When will you read? You will be only able to read if you know the subject. So your finance or maybe any career domain, anything you want to do in finance, na guys, ethics itna koi, matlab, it is not useful for your job. वो करना पड़ता है साथ में because we are doing CFA. Correct? So FSA is a subject which is inevitable. If you're not good at FSA, any stream in finance you won't be able to excel. This is your basic. मतलब FSA नहीं आया तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते. Credit analysis नहीं कर सकते. Portfolio management तो कभी नहीं कर सकते. Correct? Investment banking तो सोचना ही मत. So this subject is your base. ये नहीं समझा because see today guys what happens is we are not investing into paintings. We are not investing into abstract things. Here we are going to invest into companies. And companies में क्या हो रहा है? What are the financials of that companies? Companies showcase it to us in the form of financial statements. समझा? So the only communication between an analyst and a company are the financial statements. तो वो decode करना आ गया हमें, तो ही हमारा कुछ हो सकता है finance world में. Understood? Today, if I want to know how is Asian Paints doing, I cannot call it CEO and ask, bro, क्या चल रहा है? The only communication between an analyst and a company, understand, is the annual report that they share, are the financial statements that they share. That is the only thing that is a link between the both of us. Understood? तो ये जो financial statements वो लोग issue कर रहे हैं, if we are able to analyze it, we can do anything in the finance domain. फिर सिर्फ credit point of view से if we want to analyze, so we can go into credit analysis. If I want to analyze, for investment purposes, I can go into portfolio management. If I want to analyze के merger के लिए क्या अच्छा है, I can go into investment banking. But this is going to be your base everywhere, especially in fields like equity research. Yes. So why are we studying FSA? The only answer is to form an opinion about a company, which helps in decision making. Example, whether to invest or not. Okay, if you're working for, let's say, JP Morgan, which has HNI clients, ultra HNI clients, and you have to decide whether to invest in this specific company or not. उसके लिए काम लगेगा. Second, if you're working for a bank or a financial institution, let's say shadow banking, let's say NBFC, तो उसको पैसे देना है, तो उसके लिए you will have to see whether this company is good or not, whether the company's financial position is strong or not, whether we should give loan to that company or not. ठीक है? तो why are we doing FSA? To form an opinion about a company. और opinion बना के क्या करेंगे? What will we do once we have formed an opinion? This opinion will help us in decision making. What kind of decision making things? Like whether we should invest in that company or not, whether we should give loan to that company or not, etc. Is everyone clear as to why we are studying this subject?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
ठीक है. So FSA में we had to discuss 4 things. First, what is FSA? We understood what is the difference between FSA FR. We understood why are we studying FSA. We understood that also. Now the next thing is framework of FSA. ये मैंने Zell notes में से ना 6 step process है. We'll go through it, a very theoretical thing. Okay, this part we'll discuss after some time. Give me some time. Okay, we'll go to that part. Yes, moving on to the third part of the chapter. मैं आपको एक बार वापस index दिखा देता हूँ. Guys, this is our index. Okay, we are done with the first part. We are almost done with the second part, except for the framework. I'll come to the framework in some time. We are starting with the third part of the chapter, which are few important terms. In the first chapter itself, now we'll discuss a few terms. We'll discuss a few terms so that we know those terms. So during the course of the subject, ऐसा ना बोले कोई कि sir, what is annual report? Understood? Because I am assuming none of us know anything. हम सब सीखना है, हमें कुछ नहीं आता. That is my assumption for everyone in the class. Okay, so we'll discuss all small terms that we should be knowing and which will be helpful for us in all the upcoming 9 chapters. Okay, so now we'll be starting with a discussion of few important terms that all of us should understand to understand the rest of the subject. Yes, is everyone with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, the first thing that we'll start with is MD&A, management discussion and analysis. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Okay, what is MD&A? What is management discussion and analysis? It is something which is written by the management, written for the stakeholders, forms a part of annual report, and generally it is unaudited. It is not audited. In simple terms, let me explain you. If you don't want to read what I've written, let me give you an explanation. What is this? सबसे पहले ना, understand what happens. There is a company. Let's say name of the company is X Limited. ठीक है? Now, everyone understand. Guys, can I say shareholder of the company is nothing but owner of the company?
Yes.
Yes, everyone agrees with this. So let's say
Yes.
Mr. A, okay, and many others. Mr. A and company, many others. These are shareholders of X Limited. These are shareholders of X Limited. Now, as an owner, do I have the right to know what is going on in my company?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Definitely yes. So how will I know what is happening in the company? There should be something, right, which tells me कि company में क्या चल रहा है, क्या नहीं चल रहा है. So for this, company ने क्या बोला? Every year, once in 12 months, 12 महीने में एक बार, we will send you a document. We will send you a document. In this document, everything regarding what has happened in the company will be shared to you. It won't comprise only financial things. It will also comprise of all the non-financial things that has happened during the year. Okay, so once every 12 months, company shares a document to its shareholders, to the public at large, not just who are owning shares of that company, but to everyone who open hoga ye, okay, public domain mein hoga. They'll put it on their website. Anyone and everyone can click and download that. But it is issued once in 12 months. Yes.
Sir, what is difference between financial and non-financial?
Financials मतलब I'll explain. I'll come to that. Just a second. ये document का नाम क्या? Annual report. So I want firstly everyone to understand what is annual report. समझा सबको?
Yes.
Why is that issue? Because understand, see, if I am holding shares of Reliance, let's say मेरे पास 2 ही share है Reliance के, still can I say I am a partial owner of Reliance? Definitely yes.
Yes, sir.
So I have the right to know what is going on in the company. Yes. So it is obligation of the company to share me its annual report through soft copy. मुझे mail पे भेजना चाहिए उनको. They have to send me on mail their annual report. पहले physical होता था. Now they send it through mail. ठीक है? They have to send me annual report through mail. It is their duty to do that. Yes. And it is their duty to put it on the public on the website of the company. Reliance खुद के website पे भी डाल देगा. This is annual report. I'll again repeat, this is a document which comprises of financial as well as non-financial things that has happened in the last 12 months with the company. समझा सबको? Everyone understood this?
Yes.
Now see, annual report is not one document. It will be somewhere around 500 to 600 pages for a good company. For a medium-sized company, it will be somewhere around 500, 4, 5, 600 pages का document. तो ये book ही हो गया. Book जितना बड़ा हो जाएगा. Yes. So इतना लंबा होता है. So what is in the annual report? Annual report में ना एक होता है financial statements होता है. 5 financial statements, right? Guys, we discussed, right? What are 5 financial statements? So if you want to check कि यार financial statements मुझे पढ़ना है, you will type financial. अरे मिल ही नहीं रहा सर Google पे. It is in the annual report. So when you see that 500 pages का annual report का PDF ना, उसमें ही अगर आप अंदर जाओ, you will find, you will get financial statements. You will be able to see financial statements. Yes. Is everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. उसी में there will be other non-financial things also. For example, let's say CSR. There is a rule in India. As per section 135, there is a rule in India that you have to contribute 2% of your net profit, something like that, for charitable activities. CSR is corporate social responsibility. So as per section 135 of Companies Act 2013, you don't have to remember any of this, don't worry. तो ये क्या है? कंपनी चैरिटी क्या कर रहा है वो भी आपका एनुअल रिपोर्ट में दिखाना होगा. You have to show that also. इसमें there is a part called MD&A. I wanted to explain you MD&A, for which I had to explain you all of this. Yes. So one part of MD&A, one portion of annual report is MD&A, which we want to discuss right now, which is our first important term. ठीक है? Company has an obligation to send its annual report to all its shareholders and upload the annual report on its website for free to everyone. Correct? Now annual report क्या होता है? Annual report, annual मतलब it is published once every year, once every 12 months. ठीक है? उसमें क्या आता है annual report में? Lot of things. Only financial discussions, only profit नहीं. Non-financial things also. Understood? Non-financial things also. You can understand. Guys, I used to love reading annual reports. Abhi I am not getting time. I used to, I had a habit of reading annual reports of many companies, because if you're curious na, okay, if once you're done with few chapters of FSA, then you can start and you'll enjoy reading it. The reason is you get to know a lot of things. आपको पता चलना है कि ऑडिट फीस कितना पे करता है ऑडिटर को, एक सीए ऑडिट करने के लिए कितना चार्ज करता है, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड. यहाँ पर रिलायंस में मुकेश अंबानी का सैलरी कितना है, इफ यू वांट टू नो दैट you can see in its financial statements. In the annual report they disclose everything, and there are many people who don't read it. If you want to understand any business, वो annual report में they also explain their business कौन से जगह पे, what are the new places that they have opened their factories, etc. You get to know everything about the company. Yes, am I very clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so one part of this annual report, 2-3 pages का एक section आता है, which is MD&A. Now what is management discussion and analysis? Understand, Reliance का promoter कौन है? मुकेश अंबानी. ठीक है, RIS promoter मुकेश अंबानी. If Mukesh Ambani himself wants to talk to shareholders of the company, stakeholders of the company, how will he talk? This is the section where the promoter, the senior managers of the company can talk directly with the shareholders, with the stakeholders of the company. This is called management discussion and analysis. You should be reading this. I'll tell you why. इससे ना उनका विजन पता चलता है. You will understand where they are focusing more on. ठीक है? I had bought few shares of ITC, and I still am a huge fan of ITC, because you'll understand what their vision is. ठीक है? 3-4 साल से share price of ITC was not moving. Okay, it was stuck in some phase, in a phase of 200-220. Why? Because people were thinking कि ESG norms आ गए, they are earning majority from tobacco, etc. But if you read their management discussion, their reports, you'll understand that they were diversifying.
FMCG.
Yes, they are improving their FMCG. I'll tell you, unka not just tobacco. If you ignore tobacco, obviously it is one of their best profit making machine, profit making division. Along with tobacco, they have their FMCG division doing immensely great. और dark fantasy खाते हो ना आप? Dark fantasy खाते हो यहाँ का है. आईटीसी का है।
हाँ
सर इवन आईटीसी वालों ने क्या किया था कि फार्मर्स हमारी थी ना, तो मतलब दे एक्टेड एज अ मिडलमैन फॉर
Correct.
ब्रिजिंग द गैप बिटवीन फार्मर्स एंड द जो अपने यहाँ लोग जो वेंडर्स होते हैं वो फार्मर्स को लूटते थे बहुत सारा। दे ऑर्गेनाइज्ड अ सिस्टम जिसमें सब कुछ एक प्रॉपर ऑर्गेनाइज्ड वे में होगा, और उसमें आईटीसी भी कमाता था एंड फार्मर्स वर आल्सो नॉट फोर्स्ड टू सेल एट वेरी लो प्राइस। एक केस स्टडी पढ़ी थी मैंने इस
ट्रू,
पे।
तो उनका एग्री बिजनेस भी है, दिस इज द थर्ड
यस
डिविजन।
यस
Along with that, they have their paper business also. Yes, Shami, I was going to give you this example. The classmate book that we use, notebooks, ये भी ITC का है. Yes, so they have many such businesses. Obviously, hotel तो है ही, जो अभी demerge हो रहा है. Yes, very very good, very spacious hotels. You might see ITC मराठा है, काफी सारे hotels भी है यहाँ पे मुंबई में जो ITC के हैं. Correct. So
सर वो डिमर्ज हो रहे हैं, मतलब क्या क्या हो रहा है?
मतलब what are they doing is hotel अभी it is a part of ITC, right? They are going to
यस
demerge it so that ITC का अभी दो कंपनी हो जाएगा, एक ITC है और दूसरा ITC होटल हो जाएगा. अभी क्या ITC के नाम के अंदर ही बहुत सारे बिजनेसेस हैं, वो उस
okay,
होटल
okay.
को अलग कर रहा है. तो there will be two companies, ITC and ITC hotels. वैसा.
So
Just
second
like financials, how they did.
Sorry.
Just like Geo Financials and
Yeah.
just
Correct,
like Geo
correct.
Financials.
True.
Now they're getting BlackRock in this.
मतलब सब्सिडरी फॉर्म बनाएगा ऐसा?
नहीं 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 नहीं, हाँ सब्सिडरी तो बनाएगा ही, वो तो बनाएगा ही सब्सिडरी, बट सब्सिडरी बना के ही अलग कर सकता है ना, वो बिना उसके कैसे करेगा.
Sir,
एंड
to
सर
raise
उसके बाद
more
आईटीसी
capital for
होटल
this.
का, उसके बाद आईटीसी होटल्स के स्टैंड अलोन स्टेटमेंट्स बनेंगे?
करेक्ट.
ओके ओके.
So basically to raise its own money for its growth.
Correct. True. Yes, is everyone clear with this explanation? Everyone understood? We have to focus firstly on MD&A. MD&A क्या होता है? एक direct बात senior management and shareholder के साथ. So what I do, I'll give you my trick or a shortcut of what I do while reading annual reports. ठीक है? See, I am a commerce background student. ठीक है? तो I don't understand things. पर मेरा ना बहुत ज्यादा फार्मा कंपनीज और केमिकल कंपनीज में इन्वेस्ट करने का मन होता है. Okay, so I always see. I'll tell you one thing about DV's lab. ऐसे जो shares होते हैं ना, we have such shares, such companies. Invest in at least you should have one or such pharma companies in your portfolio. जब पूरा market down होता है ना, तब वो बचाएगा आपको. It acts as a very good hedge in your portfolio. अभी बहुत नहीं भागेगा, चलेगा. पर जब when everything goes south, pharma stock will help you. This is my benchmark line. Okay, so when I love investing into companies like pharma companies or chemical companies, just पर उसका knowledge है नहीं मेरे पास कुछ. So what I do is I open the annual reports. I go to the management discussion and analysis. ठीक है, वहां जाना. Why you understand what is the promoter telling, where is he focusing on. If he's telling that we are not inclined towards this segment, हम यही segment पे ज्यादा harp कर रहे हैं, तो फिर पढ़ो वो segment के बारे में. You know, somewhere, see, annual report is a 500 page odd pages wala report. I cannot expect you to read each and every word on each and every page. So how do you analyze annual report? A shortcut that I'm telling you, what I do, maybe you can use that, maybe you cannot use that, your choice. MD&A पहले जाओ, सबसे पहले go to MD&A, understand where the management is focusing more on, what is their pet project, ठीक है, उस पे ज्यादा एनालिसिस करो. देन गो टू द थिंग्स व्हिच आर नॉट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. समझा? तो आपको है ना ये ट्रिक है जिससे आपको समझेगा क्या किस पे ज्यादा फोकस करना है. इज दिस मेकिंग सेंस? यस.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So I give you an example. I was recently reading about a company called Moltech Packaging. If someone is interested about about researching and knowing new businesses, etc., please focus on this company, Moltech Packaging. What is this company doing? आपको Moltech Packaging क्या करता है? This company makes plastic का containers for FMCG products, for paint companies, etc. अभी Asian Paints है, वो पेंट कैसे बेचेगा? थैली में तो नहीं बेचेगा. Correct? They'll make some plastic container, right? So plastic container कौन बनाता है? Moltech Packaging बनाता है. Understood? तो Moltech Packaging's number one customer today is Asian Paints. Asian Paints itself is growing at a very good pace. So obviously Moltech packaging will go. Correct. So when I was reading their annual report, iska MD&A na Moltech packaging ka, so usme they told that they are focusing more on the IMR technology. I might be wrong with the term IMR, IR, ऐसा कुछ IMR technology ऐसा कुछ, ठीक है? तो I understood this is something that they are focusing. 1-2 साल के पहले I had seen this. I read about this. I understood what it is, and now I know that this will be a super company in the future. Super company in the future. Correct? Why? The thing is कि वो जो technology है ना, उससे very cheaper cost पे you will be able to create things, packages that no one else can create, and they're the pioneers of this technology. No one in the whole country today have this technology with them. Itna amazing hai? And they are entering into the pharma space also next year. So see, understood how if I read the financial statements from start to end, I would have stopped reading at 20 pages. But MD&A helped me understood to understand कि चलो they are focusing on some new technology. Let me read about it पहले. ठीक है? मैंने खुद IMR का वीडियो देखा YouTube पे and Moltech पैकेजिंग ने ही डाला था कुछ. And they showed क्या मस्त था यार. मतलब समझो मैं I don't know how to explain these things, but अभी आपको सपोज एक कंटेनर बनाना है. If you want to make a container, right? So what will you do? Let's say there is a container, उस पे they want to keep a plastic का वो कि भाई company का नाम etc. They want to print that, right? So how will they do? They'll take a container and then उस पे वो plastic लगा देंगे ना company के नाम का. यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं? वो लोग वो plastic का cover डाल रहे हैं and automatically that container is being created. उल्टा हो रहा है. I'm not sure I'm good at explaining this. You can maybe see its video and you will understand it better. Yes, but see, these are the things that will help you if you go through MD&A पहले. Moving ahead.
It's wonderful to see it has given 361% growth rate in the past year.
Sorry?
The company has given a growth rate of 361%.
हाँ अरे सही है कंपनी. I was waiting for it. See कभी ना ऐसे मेरे को ऐसा लगता है वो right प्राइस पे आएगा ना तब मैं बाय कर लूंगा. वो नहीं करना चाहिए. Actually there is no right price for good companies. Yes. Okay guys, I want everyone to go through this MD&A का part. Ask me if you have any doubts. If not, we'll move on to the second important term.
So वहाँ पर form 10K जो है it's same like annual report but it's more depth if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, correct.
सब ऐसा कुछ इंडिया में भी होता है form 10K?
नहीं, we call it annual report.
Because even US में, as I was reading the SEC, it's very strict about when, like, for example, if ESOPs are issued to a person who is working in a particular company. For example, if I'm working in Tesla and if ESOPs are issued to me, if I'm selling my shares in the market, then I should be reporting it to SEC as well, so that we can avoid insider trading.
I'll come to this part in some time. We are going to discuss ACCA etc. in this chapter only.
Okay.
Not everyone would be knowing what is SEC.
Yeah.
So we'll come to what is SEC etc. Some basics हम करेंगे. Don't worry.
सर ये अगर खाली शेयर होल्डर्स और मैनेजमेंट के बीच का टॉक है तो उसको ऑडिट करवाने की क्या जरूरत है?
इसीलिए मैंने लिखा it is not audited.
No, but my point is कि वो लिखना ही क्यों है? Like isn't it obvious that it's
No, it is not obvious because see क्या होता है annual report में there are many documents, right? Annual report being a 500 odd pages thing, उसमें you have financial statements. तो ये audited है, समझा? पर ये part unaudited है. तो just to clarify things, financial statements which are published in the annual report they are audited, but वही audit annual report में MD&A का जो section है वो unaudited होगा. Yes. ये लिखने का क्या है कि सीए जो भी है ना वो उसका हाथ ऊपर कर रहे हैं कि ब्रो इसमें अगर उसने कुछ फेंका मारा तो इट इज नॉट माय रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. अंडरस्टूड? यहाँ पे सी एमडी&ए में क्या होता है ना, देयर आर फ्यू सीनियर मैनेजर्स हु आर वेरी ऑप्टिमिस्टिक, राइट? सो दे विल टेल यू we were expecting 20% growth in the future, we have achieved 10% growth in the past, we are going to achieve 15% in future etc. ये सब बोलेगा वो, समझा? सो ऑडिटर चेक नहीं करेगा कि लास्ट में एक्चुअल में पास्ट में हैव दे अर्न्ड 10% ग्रोथ. अंडरस्टूड? सो ऑडिटर इज लाइक इस पे मेरा ओपिनियन नहीं है, आई विल ओनली चेक फाइनेंशियल्स एंड साइन ऑन दैट, आई वोंट साइन ऑन दिस. सो जस्ट they are taking their hands up over here. Yes.
तो सर वो रिलायबल होगा क्या फिर, मतलब कोई भी डिसीजन लेने के लिए?
अभी वो ना वो मैनेजमेंट पे डिपेंड करता। काफी लोग का यू नो देयर आर मेनी कंपनीज जिनका रेपुटेशन बहुत अच्छा है, तो शेयर होल्डर्स ब्लाइंडली बिलीव ऑन देयर एमडी एंड माइक्रो कैप स्मॉल कैप में यू आर नॉट श्योर, तो you will maybe think, but generally no one bluffs over here. The reason is कि next year फिर पकड़े जाओगे ना, रिजल्ट नहीं आएगा तो, and every quarterly there is a con call arranged, तो analyst तो खा जाएगा आपको. Yes.
Okay, understood.
Okay. चलो, everyone's clear with MD and I'll start with the next term. Mridul, I know you are asking me what is the benefit of demerger of ITC. I'll be more than happy to discuss this, but after the lecture, I know थोड़ा सा हम derail हो गए ना, तो portion हमारा रह जाएगा. So let me focus on the content right now, the chapter. I'll come to that if we are done with today's target. Yes. Okay, guys, we are done with the first term, which is MD and A. Second important, audit क्या होता है, ठीक है? Some of you might be knowing, some of you might not be knowing what is audit. I'll assume no one knows anything. I'll discuss ekdam basics. Please focus, especially for people not from commerce background. I want your 110% attention right now. Okay, please focus. There is something called an audit. Audit क्या होता है? I'll explain. Audit का meaning क्या होता है? It is an independent review of entities' financial statements. Independent review of entities' financial statements. मतलब कंपनी बनाएगा फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स, उसको चेक कौन करेगा? ऑडिटर करेगा. करेक्ट. सो ऑडिट का मीनिंग क्या होता है? इट इज इंडिपेंडेंट रिव्यू ऑफ एंटिटीज फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स. इट इज कंडक्टेड बाय हूम? अ पर्सन कॉल्ड एन ऑडिटर. तो जो ऑडिट करता है उसको क्या बोलता है? ऑडिटर. ऑडिटर आपको अपॉइंट कौन करता है? बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स. ही हैज टू बी अ सीए और अ सीपीए. आई हैव रिटन सीपीए ओवर हियर बिकॉज़ ग्लोबल लेवल पे सीए क्या होता है दे डोंट नो. ठीक है. यस, जनरली वी कॉल देम सीपीए. यस. ऑडिटर का ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या होता है? व्हाट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ ऑडिटर? टू चेक वेदर फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स आर फ्री फ्रॉम मटेरियल एरर्स और मिसस्टेटमेंट्स एंड फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स गिव अ ट्रू एंड फेयर व्यू और नॉट. यस, एम आई वेरी क्लियर यहां तक? समझा नहीं समझा?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I want everyone to speak up, guys. Is this very clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please focus. I want Ujjwal to unmute. Ujjwal, can you please unmute?
Yes, sir.
We have a company called TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, right? Now TCS का financial statements कौन बनाएगा?
Sir, financial statements to TCS ही बनाएगा.
Correct.
Like the company will make.
Yes, I'll repeat this for everyone, guys. If TCS has to prepare its financial statements, okay, who will prepare it? TCS itself will prepare financial statements of TCS. ठीक है. और there are many students who feel auditor financial statements बनाते because वो CA है. नहीं, TCS ना will appoint few CAs, CPA जो भी है. They'll appoint few CA, CPAs. They'll be employees only, employees of TCS. और वो लोग ये फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स बनाते हैं. अंडरस्टूड? सो इन शॉर्ट आई कैन से TCS itself prepares financial statements of TCS. Is everyone clear with this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but understand, guys, understand. I'll give you one scenario. खुद को ही बनाना है फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स. The company is the only person, the only entity who knows what has happened in the last 12 months. कंपनी को खुद को ही फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स बनाना है. Imagine TCS itself has to prepare financial statements. Assume in reality they have won 2000 crore का profit. I'll make it 2200 crores. किसको पता चलेगा? No one will know. And they will publish this to the shareholders. Shareholders will be very happy. अरे वाह, my company is doing very nice. My company is doing great. So there was a flaw in the process. Yes.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
सर पर अगर जब ट्रांजैक्शंस तो चेक होंगे ना,
कौन चेक करेगा?
सर जब भी आप ऑडिट करवाना तो कंपलसरी
वही
है.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ, अगर ऑडिट नहीं होता, अंडरस्टैंड,
अच्छा.
if there was no audit, the company itself has to prepare financial statements. Financial statements become a part of annual report. Annual report is uploaded on the website. Shareholders look at the annual financial statement, they are very happy. Problem solved.
Okay.
But
Right.
there is a flaw in this, that who will keep a check on whether the financial statements are proper or not. It is possible. See, company ko kya chahiye? Company wants to satisfy the expectations of the shareholders. They want more people to buy their shares. The share price goes up, right? That is a simple goal. So they
Yes.
can inflate their earnings and no one will come to know. Books of accounts, TCS का तो खुद के पास ही है, TCS के पास ही है. So, which is why there is a person coming in the middle who will act as a watchdog. Correct? यहाँ पे एक इंसान आएगा जिसको बोलते हैं ऑडिटर. ऑडिटर क्या करे? He'll check whether the financial statements of TCS have been prepared properly or not. Am I very clear? Yes.
Yes, so
पक्का सबको समझा अभी ये?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so auditor will check whether TCS जो बोल रहे हो सही है कि नहीं, whether the financial statements are clear or not. So always remember, shareholders will never take a decision based on financial statements, but shareholders always want audited financial statements. समझा? Financial
Yes,
statements
sir.
का कोई कीमत नहीं है until and unless they are audited. Yes, am I very clear? Auditor का जरूरत क्यों है? Okay, now you will understand what is audit. Everyone understood what is audit? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Conducted by auditor. Who appoints the auditor? Who can be an auditor? Auditor का objective क्या? I guess everything is clear. Yes. Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now see, moving further, auditor meets these objectives by expressing an opinion. So let's say I am conducting audit of Moltec packaging. मैं Moltec packaging auditor हूँ. I'm conducting the audit. But what? I did it for 25 days. 25 दिन में गया along with my staff. I conducted audit of Moltec packaging. At the end of the audit, I have to do something, right? So at the end of the audit, I had few objectives in mind. I have to check this, I have to check this, I have to do this. After everything is done, I'll express an opinion. And this opinion is contained in the report called auditor's report. समझा सबको? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Yes. So what will the auditor do? Auditor will conduct audit for a few number of days or few months. Once the audit is conducted, okay, on the basis of the work done by the auditor will express an opinion. अभी opinion हो गया, फिर क्या एक शेयरहोल्डर को कान में जाके बोलेगा कि bro, your company is doing this, bro? नहीं. What will the auditor do? Once the auditor has done the work, has completed the audit, he'll at the end express an opinion. Now your opinion कैसा बोलेगा वो? How will he communicate? Auditor will prepare a report called audit report, auditor's report. ये report के अंदर एक opinion आएगा. समझा सबको? समझा कि नहीं समझा?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Auditor conducts audit. At the end of the audit, guys, you tell me, what will the auditor do?
Give auditor report.
He will express opinion.
He'll express an opinion. I mean, this opinion can be of 4 types. What are these 4 types? We'll discuss that in the next 5 minutes. Please understand the flow, guys. Auditor हुआ, auditor appoint हो गया, board of directors of the company. मतलब TCS का audit हो रहा है तो TCS के board of directors will appoint the auditor. Once the auditor is appointed, he will conduct his audit. Once the audit is complete, at the end of the audit, auditor will express an opinion. 4 ही type के opinion हो सकते हैं. He has to express one of these 4 types of opinion. Opinion express करेगा, कैसे करेगा express? Opinion express करेगा in a report called audit report. So this is audit report. This is audit report. Audit report mein guys, there are many points. It is a 4 or 5 pages long report. इसमें से one of this point is opinion. समझा सबको? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
yes,
Yes. And this is annual report. You know what is annual report? 400-500 pages का बड़ा booklet जैसा हो जाता है. Annual report. So now understand. Annual report में there are many things. Financial statements we have. You have this. You have CSR. you have MD and A. वैसे ही there is audit report. Audit report के अंदर there are many points, 10 to 15 points. उसमें there is one point called opinion. Opinion can be of 4 types. Now we'll understand what are the 4 types of opinion. समझा ये? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There is annual report. Annual report has many things like 5 financial statements, CSR, MD and A, etc. We have an audit report also over here. Now in this audit report, there are many things discussed. Okay. उसमें आता है opinion. Auditor का opinion क्या है? This can be of 4 types only. What are these 4 types? We'll discuss. सबको समझ रहे हैं हम क्या कर रहे हैं अभी?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want everyone paying attention. It is extremely important for you to understand what are the 4 different types of opinions. Yes. Auditor can express 4 types of opinions. First is unmodified opinion. Modified में 3 type होता है. First is unmodified. Second is qualified. Third is adverse. Fourth is disclaimer. ठीक है, क्या होता है? We'll understand very simple. First one is unmodified. When the auditor believes that the financial statements are free from material errors. मतलब कोई छोटे चिंदी पॉइंट से 10 रुपया यहाँ चला गया, 200-300 rupees फर्क, not an issue. Company is earning in crores. 200-300 doesn't matter. Correct? वो decimal भी नहीं आएगा. So errors तो हो सकते हैं, material errors कुछ नहीं. So if the auditor believes that the financial statements are free, there are no material errors in the financial statements, then auditor will give unmodified opinion. Is everyone very clear with this? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Sure? Okay, so this is also called a clean report. Clean opinion, unqualified opinion. कुछ नहीं, एकदम अच्छा है company, unmodified opinion. Majority यही होता है. Second is, except for a few things, financial statements are free from material misstatements. Yes. What is qualified opinion? Mostly everything is good. The company is doing proper. The company's reporting is proper, except for 1 or 2 things. Is this making sense?
Yes, sir.
इसका example मैं दूँ एक qualified का. See, let's say there's a company. ठीक है. Company was like land. Company is a piece of land. Now, the company feels, as per the company in its financial statements, in its balance sheet is saying, showing this company is worth, the worth of the land is 20 crores. Company prepared its balance sheet, correct? Name of the company, let's say A Limited. There's a company called A Limited. In its balance sheet, company is showing a land worth 20 crores. Auditor has to go and check, physically inspect the land. Auditor checked, auditor called a valuer, registered valuer. Auditor said, listen, you value this land. Valuer is telling the worth of the land is not more than 5 crores. Company is telling, no, it is worth 20 crores. Now, it is not very clear because what is the company saying? Company ka justification is that we have not started mining the land. Once we mine, there are many precious things beneath the land. So the value of land is very high. तो यहाँ पे तो अभी the thing is until unless you mine the land, you don't know उसका actual worth क्या. Understood? So company is saying no. According to us, we won't change our balance sheet. It is 20 crore only. Auditor is saying as per auditor's calculation, as per the registered valuer's report, value of land is 5 crore. No one is ready to compromise on this. So what will the auditor do? Auditor will give a qualified opinion. Qualified matlab, except for the, what will his opinion be? Except for the valuation of land in this area, the financial statements are free from material misstatement. Except for the valuation of land, everything is proper. वैसा समझा? मतलब 1-2 चीज में अगर they are not, the auditor is not happy, he'll just point that out. He'll give a qualified opinion. Am I very clear with this? Yes. Guys, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Real life example अगर आपको चाहिए तो I am not sure about this. I have forgotten the example. Maybe Adani Port. You can check Adani Ports. अडानी का कोई कंपनी है, मोस्टली पोर्ट ओनली, उनका एक लास्ट 2-3 साल से द ऑडिटर इज गिविंग क्वालिफाइड ओपिनियन. यस, यू कैन मे बी चेक दैट. ओके, मूविंग ऑन टू द थर्ड टाइप ऑफ ओपिनियन, एडवर्स ओपिनियन. एडवर्स मतलब क्या? financial statements are not fairly presented, or they don't comply with accounting standards. Nothing is proper. Qualified mein 1 or 2 things were not proper. Nothing is proper. So adverse opinion. Am I very clear? Yes. You have to tell me, guys, whether you are able
Yes,
to understand or not. Is everyone clear?
Sir,
What is adverse opinion?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have a question. Where do you draw the line between qualified and adverse? Because in qualified as well, as from an auditor's perspective, things are not correct. Right? Like from their perspective, like if you take the land example.
Yeah, only in valuation of land. Now there are maybe let's say 35 to 40 assets that the company has. Only one asset, the valuation is something that they are not agreeing on.
Now, example, we have 35 assets. Out of that, say there's a dispute on 17 assets, right?
Adverse. Yes.
So exactly, right? Where do you draw the line? Is it 50%?
Yeah, I'll tell you. See, conceptually speaking, there is a difference. Okay. See, qualified means there is one thing, 1 or 2 things in which there is a dispute. Don't focus on the number 1 or 2. The thing is, in case of adverse opinion, the thing is, let's say Byju's. Let's take Byju's for example. Okay. Byju's, what has happened in Byju's? Now maybe they were selling courses. I'm not sure about the exact thing, but let's take an example of Byju's. Somewhat what was happening from an article that I read, Byju's was selling a course, correct? And that the validity of that course, maybe they are selling courses, coaching for 3 or 4 years. Okay, and they were receiving money in advance. So if let's say they have received, let's say 12,000 for a 4-year course. So the revenue that they should recognize should be 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. They have received 12,000 in advance, correct? But for them, their revenue is not 12,000 in this current year. So what Byju's did while preparing their balance sheet, while preparing their P&L, profit and loss, they showed a sales. They showed sales of let's say 12,000. The auditor is saying, no, this is 3,000. Understood? So over here, this is an adverse opinion. If Byju's did not agree with the auditor will give an adverse opinion over here, because it is not about one thing. You can say there is a dispute about one thing. This is not one thing. This is a conceptual thing, right? Over here, see, either the financial statements are not fairly presented or they don't comply with accounting standards. Over here, IFRS.
Because in this case, discounting is not done, so it does not.
Yeah, so over here, Byju's is not following the revenue recognition principles as laid down in IFRS 15. Correct? IFRS 15 clearly tells, or Ind AS 115 for that matter, they clearly tell that revenue recognition has to follow 5 steps. If they don't, then the company is not following financial statements. So adverse opinion. मतलब adverse कब आता है? जब conceptually the company is preparing financial statements incorrectly. Or conceptually wrong होगा, so you understand, Harshal, there won't be one issue, there will be issues everywhere. Revenue गलत होगा तो ये भी गलत होगा, वो भी गलत होगा. So adverse में, why did I tell you just to simplify things? Adverse में multiple things will be wrong because company is conceptually preparing wrong financial statements. Make sense?
सर तो इसमें ऑडिटर हर कस्टमर के पास जाते बैठेगा, मतलब नॉन जस्ट इन बायजूस बट किसी भी कंपनी में तो हर कस्टमर के पास जाते बैठेगा कि आपने कितने साल का कोर्स लिया है, कितने साल का आपका प्रोडक्ट ड्यूरेशन है.
No.
तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है ना असेस करना.
That will be in the database.
Yeah, they'll have data, right, that they have sold course and this is the money that they had received. So that money is attributable to a 4-year course, right? So they might be having their sales invoice, etc. So you don't have to call the customer. You just have to see the sales invoice and you'll understand, right? This course is for 3 years. So the revenue should be bifurcated in 3 years.
But then the data in their system can be manipulated as well, right? How will the auditor?
Exactly.
So you're saying the data can be manipulated. Yeah. So I mean, for that, we'll have to understand how to do audit of company, which is not in our curriculum, but there are few ways in which we can do that. What you do is, let's say there are 100 customers. From that, you pick any 3, 4, or maybe let's say 10 sampling basis randomly, and you call the customers and check. Correct? So that is called client confirmation. You can maybe check what is happening. So there are few such analytical procedures using which you will understand what is going on. So that is the work of auditor to do. Yes?
Got it.
Perfect. Let's move on to the 4th one, disclaimer opinion. Okay, what is disclaimer? Your auditor is unable to express opinion. Auditor is unable to express the opinion. Yes, Yash is absolutely correct. LOSA matlab kya? It is short form for limitation on scope of audit. Limitation on scope of audit. So what is happening? Guys, everyone please focus. People generally get confused between adverse and disclaimer opinion. I don't want you guys to be, confused between it. It is very different. Adverse mein kya hai? The company is making a financial statement. They are preparing the balance sheet P&L, but they are not complying with adequate accounting standards, etc. Disclaimer mein kya hai? Auditor is unable to express an opinion. There is a limitation on his scope. Let me give you a real life example. Okay? I started my practice a year back, and there's a company they make jewelry ke machines. Okay, they make machines for jewelry. I don't know how to explain that properly, but मेरे को भी इतना कुछ नहीं समझा था. Initially, they had just shared me with the assignment. I think they make machines for jewelry, etc. वो बनाने के लिए jewelry बनाने के machines होते हैं. They were into trading that, not manufacturing at all, only trading. ठीक है? So good company. I had talked with the owner, etc., or the promoter of the company. We had a good chat. The company had 2 branches, Mumbai में और एक जयपुर में. ठीक है? So we started with the work. We were done partially with the Mumbai work. I saw the last year's balance sheet, etc. And I told them, okay, listen, you're more than 50, not more than 50, but almost 50% revenue is from Jaipur branch. So I'll have to visit there once. I have to check everything, and I'll have to do the same audit procedures that I'm performing over here there also. They said, abhi renovation chal raha hai wahan pe. They were not letting me go to the Jaipur branch. And see, it is not like 5%, 10% ही काम हो रहा है. जितना मुंबई से they were earning, उतना ही जयपुर से also they were earning. Understood? So yaar, abhi they were not letting me. They are like, abhi we don't have staff over there. We have some fair going on there, so you won't get the employees. And I was like, okay, we'll go next week. तो allow ही नहीं कर रहा. अभी बोल रहे कि नहीं, someone else will do. You just tell me what data you want and we'll send it to you over here only. So I thought there's something fishy. ठीक है? तो I discussed with a friend of mine, मतलब my partner, कि यार क्या चल रहा है, क्या समझ नहीं आ रहा, क्यों ना बोल रहे वो लोग. तो फिर I understood कि there is a possibility there won't be anything over there. There are such things also happening. मतलब वहाँ कुछ होगा ही नहीं. They're inflating revenue, which is why they're not letting me go. So in this case, if I did not continue with the engagement only in the first place, because ये जोल वोल के काम ही नहीं करने थे. So in the first place, I just told I won't be able to continue with the engagement. But apart from that, if let's say I completed that engagement, तो मैं audit opinion क्या express करता? Just a second. What opinion would I have expressed over there? Disclaimer, not adverse. Why? They have not let me as an auditor conduct only audit. मेरा जो scope है, my scope पे ही limitation है. Understood? See, there is a difference. Guys, everyone please pay attention. There is a possibility that everything was functioning good in Jaipur. Correct? Everything was good. There is a teeny tiny possibility of that also. Correct? But I won't come to know only because I was unable to express my opinion. When the auditor is unable to express the opinion because usko data ही नहीं दिया. They have not given me requisite amount of data जिसके base पे I can conduct audit. They have not given me some resources जिसके base पे I can conduct audit. That is disclaimer. If I check everything and I come to a conclusion that the company is not doing proper, the company has not followed accounting standards, then that is adverse. But when I'm not given data only, when I don't have the requisite amount of permissions only to go to some branches or to maybe check all books of accounts, etc., then that is a disclaimer. In the first place, guys, have you been able to distinguish between the two? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
if I take the Byju's example that you gave, where 12,000 revenue they were taking for 1 year, which was actually supposed to be prorated over the next 4 years,
Correct.
That is adverse. Now, in that case itself, say for example, the auditor looks at that revenue and says, give us more details, and Byju's refuses to share the invoices from the clients that says that this is a 4-year course, then that would become a disclaimer because we wouldn't have the data itself to establish where that 12,000 revenue is coming from.
Perfect. Yes.
Okay.
Is this
So
applicable for?
Yes, Minushka, continue.
So that case what you told about your client, could be inflating his revenues. Why would they do so? Because in the end, even if you're showing that much revenues, you have to pay more taxes, right? What would be the...
No, you don't pay taxes on revenue, you pay tax on profit, right?
Yeah, no, more revenue means more profit, for example.
Not always.
So more tax.
More revenue, super increased, super inflated expenses will decrease the profit, right? See, when a company,
Yes, sir, yes.
when a company is in the growing phase, like Byju's ने क्या किया? Somewhere by tweaking the accounting standards, they were increasing the profit. Why were they increasing the profit? Funding चाहिए, list होना.
More valuation.
Yeah, more valuation.
Basically.
Yes. और अभी ये कंपनी ने इतना लॉस कर दिया होता है ना प्रीवियस इयर्स में, उनके पास लॉस तो पड़ा ही है सेट ऑफ करने के लिए, समझ रहे हो? ये स्टार्टअप्स में आजकल इतना लॉस पड़ा है उनके पास ना, राइट? एंड फॉर पीपल, फॉर कंपनीज हु आर रजिस्टर्ड एज स्टार्टअप्स इन इंडिया, देयर इज वन नोटिफिकेशन दैट हैज कम दैट इन द फर्स्ट 10 years you can pick out any 3 years जिसमें you don't have to pay taxes. समझा? तो ये सारे भी जोल होते हैं, ठीक है? This is a topic for another discussion. Okay, I am hoping everyone is clear with these 4 opinions. Yes.
Is the auditing applicable for only public companies or all public and private companies?
Audit in India is applicable for all companies, whether it is a private, a public, a listed, an unlisted, anything. Every company has to do its audit.
Okay. Is there any possibility to see adverse and disclaimer opinions for public companies?
Sorry.
Generally, for adverse comment and a disclaimer comment, is can we see any annual report for public companies like that?
Very rarely. I'll give you.
Recently, Baiju didn't file their returns because of this audit.
But Baiju is a private company, so we won't get there everything to read, na. He is asking for a public company, na. Oh, ice cream वाला कौन सा? वाडीलाल में है. So guys, you can read वाडीलाल का report. You can search and you will get to know. Yes. उसमें कुछ तो कुछ जोल किया है, पैसा ऐसा खा गया, ऐसा कुछ है. मैंने बहुत डिटेल में नहीं देखा, but you can read it. वाडीलाल is one example. You can go through अडानी वाला example. और 3-4 साल पहले का देखना है तो एडवर्स में यह जेट एयरवेज, यू कैन रीड जेट एयरवेज का.
सर सत्यम का भी है.
मेरे को ना सत्यम का याद नहीं है, इट माइट बी बट आई माई सेल्फ हैव नॉट रेड इट. जेट एयरवेज एक्सेट्रा आई हैव रेड, सो आई रिमेंबर.
सत्यम का 200 crores का ऐसा स्कैम अंदर.
हाँ, आई नो द स्कैम थिंग बट आई एम नॉट श्योर.
या इन द रिपोर्ट्स एज वेल.
Yeah.
अच्छा, ओके.
Yeah, it was a very good case of window dressing and all.
Okay, is everyone clear with this? 4
सर मोस्टली डिस्क्लेमर और एडवर्स खराब होता है ना?
बहुत ही खराब होता है. मोस्टली क्या खराब ही होता है, हमेशा ही खराब होता है.
It's defaming the whole company.
भी नहीं मिलती है.
Sir,
Yes, Atharva.
sir, can you explain previous example? My internet connection has gone, sir, for a few seconds.
Can you please go through the recording, यार? Please. आप recording से देख लेना, और अगर नहीं समझो तो please ping me on WhatsApp. ठीक है?
Sir, I have like one doubt about in the material errors. What do you mean? Like on which level can the material errors be?
See, materiality is checked in every company. For example, if there is a 1,000 crore company, तो generally क्या करते हैं हम materiality level एक decide करते हैं. Let's say there is a company जिसका suppose sales is in thousands of crores, profit is in this. So maybe we'll set materiality level as 50 lakhs. This is my ML level. ML मतलब materiality level. ये क्या होता है कि 50 lakhs पे मेरा लेवल सेट है. इसके ऊपर कोई भी ट्रांजैक्शन होगा आई चेक, इसके नीचे आई इग्नोर ऑल द ट्रांजैक्शंस. Okay, so we set a materiality level before we start an audit. These are one of the preliminary steps of an auditor. So once he sets the materiality level, उसके नीचे वाले जो भी अमाउंट है वो इग्नोर कर देगा. उसके ऊपर
So it's only financial. It's only with the numbers.
Only financial, yeah, only financial.
Okay.
Audit generally happens of financial things only. Correct. Audit is of financial statements only, right? So only financial things are checked over here.
But जो आप land के बोल रहे हैं, that doesn't really come into financials because it's a buyer statement.
which
the
sorry?
land thing, sir. Like mining करने के बाद ही पता चलेगा कि उसका original value का है. That's really biased, right?
Can you repeat your last line?
That's really biased statement. There is a bias.
Which statement?
In the land wala mein, sir. You know, the
Land
companies.
wala.
Okay.
Correct. Yes. Okay, guys, should I continue? Yes, we understood.
Please
audit.
continue. Please continue.
Yeah, we are done with the audit wala discussion. Continuing with the audit, there are few points that we have to discuss. We are not moving on to the next important term. We are still in the audit wala point, but we have to discuss a few points in the audit wala part still. The first being when a material loss is probable. Probable matlab highly possible. When a material loss which is material, matlab huge loss, is probable. There is a possibility, high possibility of a material loss which can lead to litigation. Litigation matlab suit cases. Or there is a violation of going concern assumption. In such a case, auditor needs to give an explanation via explanatory paragraph. Okay. Am I very clear? I'll again repeat, when a material loss is probable and it can lead to litigation or violation of going concern assumption, in such a case, auditor needs to give an explanation via an explanatory paragraph.
So can you give an example?
Yeah, I'll give you an example. Let's say there's a company. Which has one factory, one huge factory, but the company is into manufacturing and selling. Okay. Company had purchased one factory, jisme there were two parts. One, jisme the production was happening. The another part, jisme the warehouse was there, wherein the finished goods were ready. Okay. Stock for whole 1-2 years they had prepared. They kept in this, and there was some fire, and this whole factory turned into ashes. The problem is the company has only one factory. It had all its goods also over there. All production machines, everything was there. One night, there was fire. Unfortunately, the whole factory is turned into ashes. Okay. Now, it is possible company might come up with a new factory, but uske liye they'll need funding, they'll need everything. So there is a possibility, a very high possibility, correct, that there is a material loss. Material loss to high, but there's a high possibility the company won't be able to revive. Yes. There is a possibility of violation of going concern assumption. What is going concern? I'll explain that in some time. But aisa bada loss. So in this case, auditor needs to give an explanation via an explanatory paragraph. This explanatory paragraph kahan pe hoga? In the audit report.
Audit report.
Yes, in the audit report, which is in the annual report. I hope this is very clear.
Yeah, it means that, you know, if the company is not continuing, like, you know, for the next 1 year, will it be able to survive or something like that?
Correct. Yes. Violation of going concern assumption. What is going concern assumption? It is an assumption.
Basically,
yeah, it is an assumption that company is not going to stop in near future. Company is not going to shut down in near future. मतलब जहां तक going concern मतलब जहां तक मैं देख सकता हूँ, in the foreseeable future, company is going to continue only. Yes. Am I very clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. The next thing that we have to discuss is something called as internal controls. What are internal controls? Internal controls are policies. Meaning kya? Internal controls are policies which ensure integrity of financial statements and prevent fraud. मतलब क्या? What are internal controls? अभी ना होता क्या ना, internal control is a very broad term. Don't think it is a technology. Don't think it can be anything and everything. It can be a policy. It can be a procedure. It can be a framework. It can be a device. It can be anything. Any and everything that keeps a check on the internal workings of the company is called internal control. I'll give you an example. You'll understand. Let's say if you go to a bank, you'll understand. Cashier has the key to the drawer where all the cash is kept. But do you think all employees, the watchman of the bank, everyone will have a key? Guys, will everyone have the key to that drawer of cash?
No.
Why? This is called role-based access. I've given you a very simple example to understand. This is one internal control. What is this? Smartly, it is designed in such a manner so that सबके पास access ही नहीं है. तो चोरी कर ही नहीं पाओगे. So you are controlling internally the company. Internal controls matlab there are few policies which help keeping a check, keeping a control on the internal working of the company. Samjha? Now if you go, if anyone knows what is a SAP?
Yes, sir.
Yes, SAP
like
pata?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
like the
ERP software.
ERP software.
like
ERP
the
software.
software.
Oracle होता है, Oracle I'm not sure. Oracle
Same ERP
Yes, sir.
software.
Oracle.
Yeah. ERP सॉफ्टवेयर होता है जिसमें गाइस एवरीथिंग इज देयर. पेमेंट कहाँ से आ रहा है, you have a customer module, you have a supply chain module, you have a material procurement module, you have many modules in that. Yes, a person who is doing only customer ka accounting, he will have access only to that module. He won't have access to the whole ERP because he is not required to know material procurement कहाँ से हो रहा है.
जैसा ऐसा होता
सॉरी
ऐसा होता था ईआरपी में, अकाउंट्स वालों के पास बस अकाउंट्स का एक्सेस होता था.
हाँ,
और इन्वेंट्री वालों के पास बस इन्वेंट्री का ऐसे रहता था.
that is an example of role based access which is an internal control. So बहुत सारे different types के internal controls होते हैं, हमारे आसपास ही बहुत होते हैं, but we are unable to recognize that. These are called internal. For example, basic things. Internal control can be financial also, non-financial also. Let me give an example of non-financial so that you understand the concept holistically. When you enter your office, you have to, maybe if you have an ID card, you have to check in, check out. है किसी ऑफिस में ऐसा?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Log in, log out. Sorry.
सर मेरे तो कॉलेज में भी है.
कॉलेज में भी यस, किसी में थंब होता है, किसी में आई कार्ड होता है, किसी में ऐप होता है. करेक्ट. यस. So that is internal control. That is checking what time you came in, what time you went out, keeping a check on the employees, keeping a check on the working of the company, working of the organization. So you know what are internal controls now. Abhi, it is whose duty to implement them? Management, company itself. TCS में internal control कौन implement करेगा? TCS का management ही करेगा. For whose duty to check it? Auditor has to check its efficiency. Understood? So auditor बनाता नहीं है internal controls. Auditor check करता है कि बराबर है कि नहीं. समझा? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So could you give an example of a financial internal control system? Like something that is used in financial.
The banking, etc. Yes. The banking ones also. As I told you, वो drawer वाला, etc. These are basic examples. See, the more complex the organization is, the more complex internal controls will be. Yes. So जैसे sorry.
So could you give something related to accounting, like in like within what could happen in an accounts department?
See,
something like a.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Let's say if you go and work for an AMC, asset management company, you won't be allowed to trade on your name. That is an internal control. That is a deterrent. Yes. आप खुद, if you work for an asset management company, okay, so if you work for them, you cannot do trading in your name. आपका खुद के नाम पे पोर्टफोलियो नहीं होना चाहिए, आपका कोई बाइंग सेलिंग नहीं होना चाहिए. अगर आपने कुछ आपके पोर्टफोलियो में बाय किया, irrespective of whether it is फॉर्म का कोई टिप था या खुद से भी था किया, आपको फायर कर देंगे. इंटरनल कंट्रोल.
सर इवन म्यूचुअल फंड नॉट अलाउड कि खाली
म्यूचुअल फंड अलाउड है, म्यूचुअल फंड अलाउड, स्टॉक्स नहीं ले सकता.
No, but mutual funds also only open-ended would be allowed. Closed-ended mutual funds.
Yeah, definitely. Open-ended ही ना सिर्फ. So they are not allowed to buy. Family के अकाउंट में भी बाय नहीं कर सकते.
सर तो कैसे इन्वेस्ट करते हैं ये लोग फिर?
नहीं करते वो लोग.
मतलब सर तो ऐसा थोड़ी होगा कि अगर कोई जॉब कर रहा है तो इन्वेस्ट ही नहीं कर सकता.
True, but not every company has this policy. और वो लोग ना नहीं बोलते, पर वो लोग ना अभी जैसे अभी I had a word with someone. She is working in, let me not take a name, a very reputed asset management company, mutual fund company. उनके वहाँ रूल है कि you cannot buy any shares in your name or in your parents' name, your spouse's name, or your children's name also.
So usually the rule is if you're staying under the same roof, how many other people are staying under the same roof as you, you cannot trade in their portfolios, and that has to be disclosed to compliance if you already have
And if
portfolios.
you want to, let's say, suppose you want to buy shares, you have to give a request to the company and they'll send you an approval within 30 days. तो लोग बोल रहे हमने ना तो नहीं बोला, आप सिर्फ पूछ के करो. पर अभी 30 दिन के बाद मार्केट चेंज नहीं हो जाएगा. 30 मिनट में द सेंटिमेंट्स ऑफ द मार्केट चेंज टुडे यार. 30 दिन के बाद अप्रूवल लिया तो क्या ही पॉइंट है, समझा? सो समवेयर बोलने के लिए बोलते हैं कि वी आर जस्ट रिस्ट्रिक्टिंग, but you and I know that they don't want us to do that.
But they are even compensated enough, like salary is also paid enough that I mean, so basically they are.
I am not talking about people of senior managers or those, huh? Normal, if you do internship also there, you won't be allowed. Interns को कितना ही मिलता होगा, समझा? This is not everywhere. There are few AMCs that are very strict in their ethics, etc. Yes.
So in such conditions, how will a person manage his or her own money? मतलब कैसे, कोई तो इन्वेस्टमेंट करना पड़ेगा ना?
यार लाइक कि हमारा ही खुद का म्यूचुअल फंड है ना, तो डालो.
You can do alternative investments as well, right? You don't have to invest in equities.
I hope you can. See, I have not worked there. So the only thing that I have experience of is only that a friend of mine is working there. He told me all these things. You know, issue hai. And I had a word with him.
I have that restriction as well. I work in an asset management firm, so I have that restriction as well. So we can invest in alternative.
Correct. So these are the only possibilities. आपको क्या ना बोल दिया है, or have they told you to disclose and then do things?
So I have disclosed. I can't buy any new securities, but if I want to sell, I need to give them a heads up saying I want to liquidate my position, and I can go ahead and liquidate. But I can't buy any more equity. What I have existing before I joined, that's okay, and whatever is there with my family, that's fine. But I can't buy moving forward.
But how do they come to know? Do they ask for reports at the end of the year, something like that?
So they have a designated custodian who, in which you will have to go and open your Demat account. So I had to change my Demat account from one bank to another, which was designated to my firm's compliance.
Understood. Works. Yes.
So for internal control, would it be right to say it's nothing but a process audit of how a firm is working, what controls it has? For example, if there's a maker-checker process, the maker, there's no access of making and checking with just one person, because then it defeats the purpose.
Correct. So maker-checker process is there. You have to segregate duties. Yes, segregation of duties is there. So let's say another example of maker-checker is like if one person has prepared the financial statements, it has to go through another team, which only checks it. Okay, they are just checking it. So that has to be there, etc. So these are all different examples of internal controls. Not an audit. Audit mein kya hota hai na? There is someone checking someone else's work. Internal controls are systems in place which keeps a check on daily basis. It is not a deliberate effort. जैसे आपने एक मशीन लगा दिया अटेंडेंस के लिए, so to just check in and go. There is nothing happening manually every day. Understood? So internal control is a system in place. It is not a deliberate effort. Audit कैसे होता है? It happens for 25 days or 30 days in a year. Let's say. Understood? Internal control is a continuous thing, a system that is in the place. Okay, so that keeps on happening every day. That is the difference in what you said. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. There's something called as key audit matters in the US, because they feel they are very superior. They have a different term for that. They use the word critical audit matters. You can call it anything that you want, any word you want to use, key audit matters or critical audit matters for that matter. It's a section in audit report. Again, audit report mein there is a small part called key audit matters. It highlights those accounting choices that require significant judgment or estimation and that are subjective in nature. Yes, I told you, MD&A is something that I check before analyzing a company or reading annual report of that company. This is the second thing that you can check, which is key audit matters. What is key audit matters? I'll explain you. See, there's an auditor who has audited a complete company. Okay? Now, auditor also knows that retail investors or people like us are not going to sit and read the whole annual report or for that matter even read the whole audit report. It is somewhere around 8 to 9 pages. So in the audit report, they have many parts, 9-10 parts. There is something called as opinion. We discussed this. Then there is something called as basis for opinion. Basis for opinion. Matlab, if opinion is, let's say, qualified, why is the qualified opinion given? Uska justification. So this is basis for opinion. Then we have explanatory paragraph. If there is some huge devastating event that has happened, the explanatory paragraph aega. We understood this also. There's another part called as key audit matters. Now, what is key audit matters? In the view of auditor, if there is something very significant and subjective in nature, he'll disclose those things over here. So if I am a smart investor, okay, I know auditor is a person who has conducted audit for 25 days, 30 days. So he is the only person who is not from the company, but has understood the company in details. So ye list aap agar aap padh loge, you will come to know what are the things, okay, which you should focus more on while analyzing the company. Yes. So audit report, there's a paragraph called key audit matters. Auditor is janmujh ke highlighting these parts because he feels that these matters are very significant in nature. Am I very clear? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So you said key audit matters. You have things which are based on judgment and estimation. Should I is it something which we connect to the financial statement analysis, the standards of estimation and judgment, like depreciation and all that?
Correct.
No, right?
No, you can consider that. For example, let's say, let me give an example for bad debts, or let's say for reserve for bad debts. Okay, you have RDD, reserve for doubtful debts. In India, we call it RDD. In US, we call it allowance for doubtful debts, AFDD. Yeah. So when you use these terms, there's a thing ke isme na estimation hota ke we take, let's say, 2% of debtors. Okay. So how have they come up with 2%? Now auditor,
assumptions basically.
maybe not assumptions, they take a trend. Okay, every year they are, let's say, taking only 0.5%. This year they have suddenly taken 2%. When the auditor asked for a justification, he got a justification from management, but it wasn't very, very reasonable in nature. But since it is not a huge difference, auditor did not, dispute. He gave a unqualified opinion. But in the key audit matter, he'll clearly write, okay, listen, AFDD is subjective. Please check it. Samjha वैसा?
Okay, got it. Okay, thank you.
No worries.
सर ये ऑडिटर तो आधे चीजों में हाथ उठा देते हैं.
सही बात है. अरे आप समझो,
कुछ भी बोलो कि आप हम ये मैं कर देता हूँ, बट ये मेरा श्योर नहीं, तो फिर वो आधा काम तो हम पे छोड़ रहा है.
I am in the auditors team. ठीक है, I'll tell you why. यार इतनी सारी चीजें होती है. आप मेरे को बोलो, एक साल में प्रमोटर इतने जोल कर सकता है ना कंपनी में. Auditor is just given a window of 20 days. He has to check everything, and you expect him to, do a proper investigation, etc. तो बराबर है ना. अभी आप सोचो, एक साल में जो हुआ है, आपको 20 दिन में चेक करना. It is so difficult, और the laws have been so strict nowadays. ये कुछ भी गड़बड़ कर दिया ना, okay, तो हो जाएगा आपका. समझा ऑडिटर का? See, one second, I'll tell you something. Anyways, okay, so are we done understanding this? Yes. यहाँ तक सबको समझे ना properly? Guys, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See. So important terms, we are done with MD and A. We are done with audit. In audit, we also discussed something called as internal control and key audit matters. Yes? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, from the Zell notes, we have to discuss framework, segment reporting, and few other terms. ये सारी चीजें हम discuss कर लेते हैं, ठीक है? And then we'll be left with the fourth part of the chapter, which are standards. I'll come to that in sometime. ठीक है? We'll now quickly go to framework and these other points. No, it won't take much time. We'll complete this part in 15 minutes, and then we'll take a break. Yes. So please don't lose hopes. Okay, we'll take a break soon, but just focus. एक ही second. I told you FSA के there are 6 steps. Financial statement analysis का framework है. What is the framework of FSA? Framework मतलब how do you do FS? How do you analyze financial statements? Theory part you can read it. The only thing I'll explain it to you in very short. 6 steps क्या guys? Let's say you want we together are sitting and analyzing HUL, Hindustan Unilever FMCG company. We want to analyze it. Step 1. What is my purpose of analysis? If I am a bank, the purpose is to check whether the company is credit worthy or not, whether the bank should give loan to that company or not. If I'm an investor, if I'm working for an asset management company, I'll check whether this company is investment worthy or not. Should we invest our money in this company or not? So first is decide your purpose for the analysis. Second is you collect data. How do you collect data? Go to the company's website, download annual reports of the last 10 years, 5 years, 7 years, whatever is the scope of your work. Third, you process the data. Process the data matlab kya? If you have the reports, bring it to Excel, because analysis Excel पे ही करोगे आप, कैसे करोगे? If you have a dedicated software in your firm, bring it to that software. Okay, Bloomberg terminal है तो मजे आपके लाइफ में, वहां से डाउनलोड कर लो आप. ठीक है, तो that is process the data. Third step is you process the data, bring it into your structure, your format. Fourth is you start analyzing and interpreting data. Now there is a chapter in our syllabus which tells you how to analyze things. You can either go for ratio analysis. Correct, you can make you prepare ratio for the last 7 years, understand what is the trend. Maybe second, you can do regression analysis. Third, you can prepare common size statements. So there are different ways of analyzing it. Fifth, you will give your conclusion whether to buy the company, sell the company, or hold the company. You will give your recommendation. And sixth, follow up, because this is not a one-time process, it is a continuous iterative process. Yes, so in short, follow up में क्या करोगे आप? आपने एक बार किया ये. Now every quarter when the new reports are issued, you incorporate that data and update it, update your model. So this is a 6-step process of your framework. Is everyone very clear? Yes.
Yes, sir.
बढ़िया. Segment reporting क्या होता है? As I told you, ITC has many segments. As of now, hotel भी है. Hotel is going to get demerged. As of now, hotel is one segment, tobacco is one segment, agriculture is one segment, FMCG is one segment, paper industry is one segment. They have now started the IT business also recently. ITC का IT business भी अलग है. That is also very profitable. Huh? So these are different segments. So business अलग अलग है. If there are, let's say, companies which are having factories outside India. Recently, I was reading this company, कौन सा है अपना? GMM Pfaudler. GMM Pfaudler is a company into glass lining. Glass lining का काम करता है company. Promoter is Tarak Patel. The Patel guy, he has his factories in US also. Okay, so geographical segment. So when I was analyzing GMM Pfaudler, I did not analyze this business point of view. I analyzed it geographical point of view. India में कितना revenue, India में कितना profit, US में से कितना profit, कितना revenue. Understood? So business report, segment reporting होता है ना, it can be either from business point of view or geographical point of view. It can have both also. Understood? If a company is having many businesses, as I told you, ITC, many business segments. So you analyze business point of view, sir, कितना किसका profitability. If you want to analyze geographical point of view, sir, so in India, outside Africa, Australia, वैसे you can analyze. Yes? Is everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
You just have to read things which are in the yellow mark. Okay? Nothing else. What they're trying to tell you over here is, I'll explain this also. Now company might be having, let's say, 1,000+ segments. तो क्या एक segment का दिखाओगे? नहीं. Only the segments जिसका either revenue, profit or asset is 10% or more. मतलब let's say total ITC का पूरा company, taking everything into consideration, ITC का let's say revenue 100 rupees. ठीक है? If there is one unit A का revenue is 8 rupees. Will you show unit A as a different business segment?
No.
But if unit B has a revenue of 11, will you show it as a different business segment?
Yes.
Okay. So either your revenue is more than 10% or more of the total revenue of the company, if your asset are 10% or more of the total assets of the company, or if your profit is 10% or more of the total profit of the company, then you have to show that as a different business segment. Am I very clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. सब सो नहीं रहे ना guys?
No, sir. No,
Oh,
sir.
No, sir.
okay. Let's understand whatever I've written in the yellow, marked with the yellow ink is important. Okay. Financial analysts use various information sources to conduct thorough financial statement analysis. These additional sources provide valuable insights into a company's financial performance, industry dynamics, and market conditions. ऐसे पढ़ेगा ना मैं तो सो जाओगे आप. We'll discuss. First thing is press release. Everyone understands what a press release is?
Yes, sir.
Someone today only took the name of Satyam. Satyam में वो नाम क्या
Yes,
था?
sir.
Raju. Who was the?
Yeah.
Raju.
Satyam Raju.
Ramling Raju.
हाँ वही. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Raju. तो क्या किया था? He knew he was going to get caught. तो उसने क्या किया? उसका पर्दाफाश उसके पहले खुद ने ही प्रेस रिलीज रख के बोल दिया उसने that all these things have happened. Yes. So press releases. What is press release? You yourself go to the press and you want to disclose something about the company. It can be a good thing, a bad thing, anything. Yes. SEC filings. What are SEC filings? Now SEC क्या होता है? I'll come to that in some time in this chapter itself. SEC एक organization है in the US. They require companies to file different forms. Okay. हम क्या कर रहे हैं guys अभी? If you are a financial statement analyst, you are an analyst, you are a CFA guy, you want to analyze a company. Let's say task is given to you, you want to analyze, let's say GMM Fodler. So what are the different sources of data? Financial statements तो पढ़ोगे आप, उसके साथ और क्या क्या कर सकते हो उसका लिस्ट पढ़ रहे हैं. We're reading that list. First, if the company has come up with a press release, you can go through that. Second, if the company has filed some forms with SEC, you can go through those forms. Third, industry reports and market research. Reports provide an overview of industry trends, competitive dynamics, market size, growth rate, and key success factors. Assess a company's position within its industry. मतलब क्या? Industry report and market research मतलब क्या? Let's say if you are analyzing Asian Paints, you will feel the company is good, etc. But you want to see where is Asian Paints placed in the whole paint industry. Now you have Asian Paints, there are Berger Paints also. You have Akzo Nobel also. You have Indigo Paints also. Correct? Kitne sare? You have Grasim coming up now. Correct? So where is Asian Paints in the whole industry? It is the market leader number 1 today. Vaisa. So if you want to know, let's say there's a company called, जैसे मैंने आपको CAMS करके, पता किसी को ये company?
Yes, sir.
It has no competitor, virtually monopoly, almost a monopoly. Understood? So sometimes to analyze a company, you also need to understand in which industry it is working. I don't have the guts to invest in an aviation company. I don't do that. Yes, मेरे को नहीं समझता हूँ. तो जो नहीं समझ, तो पहले इंडस्ट्री समझो. इंडस्ट्री समझेगा तो आप उसके कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट कर पाओगे. Yes? Am I very clear? तो यहाँ पे इंडस्ट्री रिसर्च करो. So today, if someone tells you you want to invest into, let's say, HUL, or check how is the company doing. HUL समझने के लिए पहले you have to understand what is the FMCG industry doing. How is it performing? What is the industry का cycle? If you want to invest in Tata Steel, okay, you have to understand the steel industry. Yes, so industry पहले समझने के लिए industry reports आते हैं, वो सब पढ़ो आप. उससे you will understand things. Analyst reports and investment research. मतलब क्या? अब काफी सारे नेट पे आपको ब्रोकरेज फर्म्स के, इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंक्स के रिसर्च मिल जाएंगे. Sometimes they are paid, sometimes they are unpaid. You can go through that. You will understand it. For example, I have done my research about Asian Paints. Let's say Motilal Oswal has released Asian Paints के ऊपर एक report. I can go through their research also. I'll understand na, where I have gone wrong, or maybe where have they gone wrong, or whether they are validating my points or not. वैसा. company presentation, conference calls, earning calls. You guys know company presentation matlab they come up with presentations of what the company has done in the last quarter. Conference call matlab every quarter, every 3 months, there's a call between the senior manager and the senior manager और कौन अपने shareholders के बीच में कौन होता है, ठीक है. Earnings call क्या होता है? What are earning calls? Earning calls matlab when the company itself एक guidance देता है खुद के बारे में. जैसे Infosys told that their revenue in the next year they are expecting is not more than somewhere between 2 to 5% only. They themselves have told it. This is called earning guidance. Company ने खुद official. If I tell something about Infosys, that is not earnings call or earnings guidance. But if the company itself officially tells or predicts something about the company's future, that is called earnings call. समझा नहीं समझा?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is corporate governance information. मतलब corporate governance क्या होता है ना, इस पे पूरा chapter in the subject of corporate issuers. So we'll study more about this. I am only going to teach you corporate issuers. We'll discuss that in more details. Let's say अभी Tata Motors का DB आ रहा है, वो बंद हो रहा है. So you come to know about those things. Yes. You also come to know. You also have to read about economic data and macro indicators. Economic data, macro. Abhi, if you ask me, there are people who diversify their portfolio by investing into US stocks, international equity, etc. According to me, if you read economic data and macro indicators, you will be a fool if you invest anywhere outside India. जितना पैसा है इंडिया में डालो, इंडिया पे लगाओ, invest in the India's growth story. The next 20 years belongs to India. जितना भी मेरा 2% का समझ है, मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है, if you are investing your money anywhere outside India, you are losing out on opportunities in India. There are ample of opportunities in India to invest today because the growth rate, the inflation rate, and the demographic dividend that we are getting is second to none. Yes.
Only Indian markets have, standing strong when all other countries were down during.
There are recession calls वहाँ पे और हम तो growth का बात कर रहे हैं. तो polar
Yes.
opposite views are.
Highest GDP growth है ना sir, 5.9% in the next year.
Yes.
Above US and UK.
Correct.
So sir, these were the list of things other than financial statements that we used to analyze.
Correct. Correct. Okay, so we are done. Chapter 1 mein, we have to discuss 4 things. We are done with the first 3 things. The 4th thing is understanding of what is ACC, what is SEBI, all those things. ठीक है? क्या होता है financial standards, क्या होता है, etc. The 4th part is very important. बहुत ही ज़्यादा important क्योंकि बहुत सारे ना confusions होते हैं लोगों में कि ये क्या होता है, Ind AS क्या होता है, AS क्या है, ठीक है, US GAAP क्या है, IFRS क्या है, because these terms are very casually used whenever you read any financial magazines or any reports online, etc. So there would be a strata of people in the class who are very confused as to what are these terms. So we'll deep dive into these terms and we'll understand everything in a very simplistic manner. ठीक है, तो एकदम easily without any confusion we'll try understanding all these terms so that everyone over here feels comfortable using those terms in the upcoming lectures. Yes, so we'll take a small break and then we'll start with the 4th part of the chapter. Before we take a break, is everyone clear with whatever we have discussed up till now? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Perfect.
So SEC, you'll be discussing these forms, the form numbers and everything.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll now take a break for 10 minutes. We'll take a 10-minute break and then we'll be back with the next part of the chapter. Yes, everyone? Chalo. Please freshen up and then come back. Yes, guys. Should we continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Chalo.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. Please focus on the screen. I'm hoping everyone's back. Yes, नाश्ता वाश्ता हो गया सबका, ऐसा लग रहा मुझे. Great. We'll now start with financial reporting, the fourth part of the chapter. What are we discussing over here? Guys, what are financial reporting standards? Anyone can tell me? What are financial reporting standards? यार ऐसा मत करो. Anyone in the class can, maybe try.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, totally audible.
So
Please.
these are the standards by which, the people who are filing the account should follow some particular rules and regulations.
Perfect. Anyone else wants to add on to this? What you have said up to now is absolutely correct.
Like these are the basic guidelines.
Yes, Anmol. Anmol, you were saying something?
Yeah, so like these are the basic guidelines which we have to follow while preparing the accounts, like Ind AS, US gaps, and all these.
Absolutely correct. Yes. So what are financial reporting standards? Guys, please focus. These are rules, regulations, guidelines, whatever you want to call it. These are those things, rules, regulations, that all companies have to compulsorily follow while preparing the financial statements. So if I'm preparing a balance sheet, I'm preparing a P&L, I'm preparing cash flow statement, there are few rules for each of these, for all the items, majority all the items. So let's say sales should be 100 or 150. क्या होना चाहिए? इसके लिए भी एक स्टैंडर्ड है, IFRS 15 revenue recognition. समझा? वैसे every small item has a standard for it. Yes. तो हर एक स्टैंडर्ड के लिए एक स्टैंडर्ड है जो हमें फॉलो करना है. So there are many rules, regulations that you have to follow while preparing the financial statements. These are called financial reporting standards. Am I very clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So to be very honest, as I told you, financial reporting कौन करता? CPAs, CAs करता. Correct? So for them, it is extremely important to be well versed with all the financial reporting standards very well. उनको financial reporting standards start to end पता होने ही चाहिए, because it is their job to prepare financial statements. Okay, they cannot prepare financial statements if they are not well versed with financial reporting standards. But we being CFA students, we being financial statement analysts, do we need to know financial reporting standards? Yes, few of them, only those which are relevant for analysis point of view. आपको इतना डिटेल का जरूरत नहीं है, because you are not required to prepare financial statements, but over here we are only required to analyze financial statements. So we'll understand a few financial reporting standards here and there in our curriculum, but none in detail. कोई detailing नहीं. These are थोड़ा सा difficult, and so it should be a relief for you that we are not going to discuss this in our curriculum. Okay, financial reporting standards discuss नहीं करेंगे. Some small parts of some few standards we'll discuss here and there in our curriculum, but not any standard in detail. So you don't have to worry about it. Am I very clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So financial reporting standard क्या करता है? It helps us in consistency, in comparability, and it also helps us in valuation. There's one question that I came across in the institute material. The question is, financial reporting standards are designed solely for valuation purpose. The answer is
false.
False. Why? Because it is not only for valuation, it is also for consistency, comparability, etc. Yes. We'll start with the discussion with this part. Everyone please pay attention. Bodies दो type का होता है. ठीक है? Guys, I'm starting to explain this chart. This chart is very imperative for us. to clear our basics. So I want everyone to be paying attention. Keep everything aside. Keep your mind very clear and please understand this concept. Okay, let's start. There are two types of bodies. एक होता है standard setting body, दूसरा होता है regulatory authority. What is the difference between the two? Standard setting body, they establish and draft financial reporting standards. On the other hand, regulatory authority ensure compliance with financial reporting standards. Sir, I did not understand. Don't worry, please focus. Today, let's say there are many crypto transactions happening. Let's say in accounting, we are not clear as to how to account for crypto transactions. If I'm coming up, let's say there is a need for crypto regulations in place. There is compliance needed for crypto accounting. So there's a new standard being drafted for it. Who will create a new standard? Which body will create a new standard on cryptos, guys?
Standard setting bodies.
Excellent, excellent. Standard setting body. Once that standard is drafted, let's say that is standard 108. 108 operating segment हो जाएगा. Let's say it is standard 111. ठीक है? Standard 111. ठीक है? On cryptocurrency, crypto accounting. All companies have to follow it. If a company is not following it, who will penalize the company? Which body will penalize? Regulatory authority. So I hope everyone is clear, is very crystal clear as to what is the jurisdiction of SSB and RA. SSB, being standard setting body, is its role, its work is only restricted to establishing and drafting financial reporting standards. They don't have the power to penalize someone if they are not following it. On the other hand, regulatory authority ka kaam hi hai to check that if this is the standard which is drafted, whether all companies are properly following it or not. Standard settings body will generally be a private organization. Regulatory authority are generally government organization. Generally the government organization. Okay? Because power to government ke paas hi hoga to penalize. Yes. Moving ahead, if you see, there are two primary standard setting bodies. Only focus on standard setting bodies. Okay? There are two primary standard setting bodies. In the US, it is called FASB. Outside US, it is called IASB. Financial Accounting Standard Board, FASB. Outside US, एक board hai called International Accounting Standards Board, that is IASB. Now, FASB is a group of people sitting like us, 20 odd people sitting like us. Imagine, I'm just giving an assumption, 20 odd people sitting like a group called FASB. FASB as a group जो standards issue करता है, the standards drafted by FASB as a group are called US GAAP. Okay, and IASB, which is a group of people outside the United States, and the standards drafted by IASB are called as IFRS. IFRS is the new name given to it. Earlier, they were called as IAS. So the older standard that you come across, you will see the word IAS attached to it. The prefix is IAS1, IAS2. Well, earlier they were called as IAS. Now they are called as IFRS. Am I very clear?
So India follows IFRS.
I'll come to India. I have not discussed about India at all over here. The reason is it won't be tested in the exam. Yes, they are only focused on IFRS and US GAAP. India kya follow karta hai? I'll come to that in some time. But the Indian bit is only for our general knowledge. It won't be testable in the exam. Okay, is everyone clear with this SSB wala thing?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, I'll again repeat. There are two bodies: standard setting body, regulatory authority. दोनों का role क्या? What is their work profile? SSB का work क्या? Only to draft and establish new standards. Okay, a regulatory authority का क्या काम है? What will the RA do? Regulatory authority is a group of people, a set of people who will check whether all companies are complying with the standards or not. Okay, they will ensure compliance. So RA generally is a government organization and SSB is generally a private organization. Yes. Now, there are two very famous standard setting body. Every country will have their own standard setting body generally, but world में दो सबसे famous है. एक US में जो FASB है, outside US मतलब Europe में there is IASB. FASB, a group of people, if they issue a standard, it is called as US GAAP. IASB, if they issue a standard, it is called IFRS. IFRS was earlier called as IAS. सबको समझ रहे एकदम clearly अभी? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, moving ahead. रेगुलेटरी अथॉरिटी के दो एग्जांपल्स है, SEC इन केस ऑफ US एंड UK में देयर इज FCA. तो ACC क्या? एनीवन फुल फॉर्म SEC का? सिक्योरिटीज एंड एक्सचेंज कमीशन. यस. FCA का फुल फॉर्म एनीवन? यूके में जैसे US में SEC होता है, यूके में ये फाइनेंशियल कंडक्ट अथॉरिटी. यस हरीश. यस. ओके, फाइनेंशियल कंडक्ट अथॉरिटी इन द यूके. इंडिया में क्या होगा?
MCA.
सेबी. यस. जैसे इंडिया में है सेबी. सेबी चेक रखता है. सेबी कीप्स अ कंट्रोल ऑन द कंपनीज. यस. Am I very clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubts up till now? Anything to discuss? We'll discuss India अभी, ठीक है? India हम discuss करते हैं. Apart from that, यहाँ तक सबको clarity है एकदम?
Sir, मतलब, okay. SEC में, you know, if you go to the website and everything, you will find all the annual reports and everything public में जो है. But SEBI में you'll not find it in that way, right?
Yeah.
So, what does like really SEBI do? You know, to keep accountability of the everything of whatever the company is posting, that goes to Ministry of Corporate Affairs.
Correct. So see, what happens is, I'll tell you. India में ना function कैसा करता है? Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Okay, this regulates all companies. Correct.
Yeah.
All companies में, let's say there are India में, there's only India specific focus. In India, there are companies. Companies में there are two parts. Either it can be a private company or a public company. Public company में there are again two parts. There can be unlisted company and there are listed company. Yes. So MCA keeps a check on all of them. But SEBI keeps a check on only listed companies. You can keep such a thing in mind. Yes.
Okay.
It is something like this.
Okay, got it.
Okay, the chart will be different in case of different countries. US में there is a different definition of a private and a public company. We'll discuss that in corporate issuers. ठीक है? Okay. यहाँ तक is everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
ठीक. My point over here is कि India में which standards are we following? Anyone? जैसे
Indias.
Financial reporting standards. Correct? In US, outside US, we know. Guys, you tell me in US क्या होगा?
US GAAP.
US GAAP.
US GAAP. Yes.
Yeah.
Outside US? IFRS. In India?
Indias.
In India, now we have a bifurcation. Few years back, up till 8 years back, we had all companies follow AS. 8 साल पहले हमारे पास 7-8 साल पहले we only had AS. That are accounting standards. Full form क्या? Accounting standard. एकदम plain simple vanilla. Okay. अभी ना क्या कर दिया? AS और IFRS में ना बहुत difference था. So now there are few Indian companies जिनको foreign में जाके पैसा raise करना. India में we want FIIs to invest, right? Now FIIs invest huge amount of money. Foreign institutional investors. But if they don't understand only AS, let's say FIIs wants to invest in a new emerging company, Indian company. Abhi Indian company will come up with a financial statement in accounting standard, AS. Abhi इनको तो IFRS समझता है, US GAAP समझता है. This and this are not same at all. तो क्या करेंगे? समझा आपको प्रॉब्लम क्या है? FIIs, as I told you guys, if today I want to know about a company, कंपनी कोई लिविंग इंसान नहीं है ना. कंपनी को मैं कैसे जानूंगा? ओनली थ्रू इट्स फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स. फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स पढ़ने का लैंग्वेज क्या? जैसे जावा C++ होता है प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज, वैसे फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स अंडरस्टैंड करने का लैंग्वेज इज देयर स्टैंडर्ड्स इज द लैंग्वेज, करेक्ट? तो IFRS ही आता है FIIs को. So what will now be done by us? हमें फॉरेन से पैसा भी चाहिए, but we also want them to understand the way we are preparing a financial statements. So what should we do? People said we'll start following IFRS in India, but European countries के challenges अलग हैं. IFRS is constructed from the point of view of European companies. India में we have a different set of challenges, a different set of disclosures are needed, correct? So IFRS भी नहीं जमता हमें. So what we did is we came up with Indian accounting standards. AS के जगह Indian accounting standards. These are very similar to IFRS, except for 7 to 8 changes. 7 से 8 carve outs होते हैं, कुछ carve in carve out होते हैं, मतलब differences. Except for 7 or 8 things, everything else is same. So we in short copied IFRS, थोड़ा Indian version में लेके आया, समझा? Indian version लेके आया और उसको India's नाम दे दिया. India's very similar to IFRS. So if you have understood IFRS ना, India's automatic आपको समझ गए, कुछ अलग नहीं है. It is very same, very similar. ठीक है? So India's very much similar to IFRS. Yes. But अभी क्या होगा? India's is very difficult and complicated. India's is actually very difficult and complicated. अभी there is a company, let's say, जिसका sales है 10,000 रुपए, पूरे साल में 10,000 रुपए का सेल्स है, उसको भी इंडिया फॉलो करना पड़ेगा. CA का फीस इससे ज्यादा होगा. तो what they have done is, in India we have 2 sets of financial statements today, IND-AS and AS. AS were simpler, correct? तो AS जो पहले से यूज होता वही है. IND-AS is only applicable to those companies जिसका नेटवर्थ 350 करोड़ से ऊपर है. There is some restriction like that. Net worth about 350 crores mostly, जितना I remember. Companies have to follow IND-AS. Everyone else can keep following AS. So this is what is happening in India. ये part आपको एग्जाम में टेस्टेबल नहीं है. So if you haven't understood a bit, it's okay. Just for your knowledge. Yes.
सर ये challenges में क्या फर्क है? Because of which standards are like important. आपने कहा ना कि इंडिया और यूरोप के challenges अलग है, because of which इन्वेस्टर्स को प्रॉब्लम होती है. So what are the challenges like different?
मतलब challenges as in, see, इंडिया में the economy is different, right? We have a different set of economy. तो हमारा वर्किंग अलग होगा, हमारे डिस्क्लोजर्स अलग होते हैं, ठीक है? इसलिए IFRS एज इट इज हमने कॉपी नहीं किया, हमने थोड़ा इंडियनाइज्ड वर्जन उसका किया. अभी टू एक्सप्लेन यू व्हाट आर द कार्व आउट्स एंड कार्विंग्स, आई माइसेल्फ हैव टू टीच यू IFRS first, which is not our discussion right now. Once you understand the whole IFRS, then you'll understand the differences that we have incorporated. Very tiny differences, इतना कुछ है नहीं. Okay, but yes, so I hope this is very clear to everyone.
Sir, a company has a choice to choose IND-AS or AS, right?
No.
Okay.
If your turnover or your net worth reaches a certain limit, you have to compulsorily then follow IND-AS.
Like, see, if my net worth is below that particular point, then
yeah. तो voluntary. अगर आप सामने से जा रहे हो IND-AS तो well and good ना.
Okay.
Nothing like that. But it is not compulsory for all companies. Okay. So is this very clear up till now?
Yes, sir.
Should I keep this chart in the notes?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. There is something called as IOSCO. अभी क्या है समझो, ठीक है? Something called as International Organization of Securities Commission. What is International Organization of Securities Commission? What is this? It is not a regulatory authority. It is not a regulatory authority. Rather, it is like an umbrella which takes in majority of RAs of the world. ठीक है? ये खुद एक नहीं है RA, but it is a group of RA. For example, see, India has a regulatory authority. Yes. US has a regulatory authority. Yes. UK has a regulatory authority. Yes. तो सारे regulatory authority एक बार मीटिंग करते हैं, साल में 1 बार 2 बार 3 बार ऐसा, ठीक है? That is called IOSCO. Okay. So IOSCO itself is not a separate RA. Okay, जैसे UN is not a country. United Nations a country नहीं. It is a representatives of all countries meeting, something like that. And these members help each other in uniform enforcement. Yes. Am I very clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Objectives क्या iOS CO का? You can read it over here. Okay. Very self-explanatory. Yes. Moving on to the second note, there is something called as Sarbanes-Oxley Act 2002. Has anyone read about this before? Has anyone gone through this before? Sorry?
Show में सुना था, like law show में. That's it.
Okay. Anyone? SOX करके कुछ सुना है किसी ने? Okay. See guys, we know regulatory authority of US is ACC. Now ACC ने एक law enforce किया है SOX करके. Firstly, Indian companies को applicable नहीं है, but this is a law of the United States. So United States में ACC ने एक law enforce किया है called SOX.
Sir, is it
Oxley Act?
Is it about internal control?
Yeah, it is about it. Yes. अभी ये पूरा act हमें नहीं है. The whole act is not in our curriculum, but this act gives us 3 points, and these 3 points are very important. They can ask you this in any MCQ. Okay. So what have you understood up till now? See, you have US का regulatory authority called ACC. ACC has enforced an act called SOX, that is Sarbanes-Oxley Act. This act is a very huge act. It is not testable to us in the exam. But what has your curriculum did? They have said we'll explain you 3 points of this act, which are the most important points. Okay. So what are these 3 points? The first thing is this act prohibits companies auditor from providing additional plus paid services. Okay. Why is this done? To avoid conflict of interest and promote auditors' independence. You guys tell me whether you have understood this or not.
सर ये वही है ना जो एथिक्स में बड़ा था, conflict of interest.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
I hope this is clear. Yes. If I am auditing Reliance as a CFO, as a management consultant also, I cannot give them any other service. वो बोलेंगे तू आप मार्केट मेकिंग कर लो, आपका एक फाइनेंस विंग भी है, आप ये कर लो, मैं नहीं कर सकता. If I am auditing a company, sorry, but I cannot give that company any other service. Yes. Is everyone clear with the first point?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's move to the second one. Yash is asking, like section 144, absolutely correct. Like section 144. I don't know how to explain section 144 to everyone, but yeah, for India, there is section 144 of the Companies Act 2013, which explains the same point. Second point requires companies management to give a certificate stating financial statements are fairly presented and companies internal controls are effective. मतलब पहला पॉइंट क्या बोला गाइस कि ऑडिटर कोई और एक्स्ट्रा सर्विस नहीं दे सकता. सेकंड पॉइंट, इंटरनल कंट्रोल सेट करने का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी किसका? मैनेजमेंट का. एंड मैनेजमेंट हैज टू गिव अ सर्टिफिकेट सेइंग इंटरनल कंट्रोल सेट कर दिया, वो इफेक्टिव है, फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स बना दिया हमने. थर्ड पॉइंट क्या? इट मैंडेट्स द ऑडिटर, इट मेक्स इट कंपल्सरी फॉर द ऑडिटर टू चेक द इफेक्टिवनेस ऑफ इंटरनल कंट्रोल. These are the 3 points this act has enforced. I am hoping all these 3 points are very straightforward and simple for us to understand. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The third thing that we have to understand is required filings of SEC. Guys, what is SEC? Rishik, can you tell me what is SEC?
Sir, it is a government organization which sees over if the companies are following the required policies or regulations, internal controls.
Not internal controls. It is a regulatory authority, right? ACC is a regulatory authority. And what will a regulatory authority do? It will check whether companies are following financial reporting standards or not. Like if अगर वो US company है, तो US का follow कर रहा है कि नहीं वो check कर रहा है. That's it. If it is a European company, let's say it's a German company, so whether it is following IFRS or not. If it is an Indian company, regulatory authority का काम क्या है? To check whether it is following Ind AS or not. समझ ACC क्या है? रेगुलेटरी अथॉरिटी ऑफ यूएस. यस. तो अभी यूएस में जैसे रेगुलेटरी अथॉरिटी ACC जो है उसने ना थोड़े फॉर्म्स रखे. सो फाइल दिस फॉर्म इन केस ऑफ दिस, फाइल दिस फॉर्म इन केस ऑफ दिस. सो अभी हमें क्या करना होगा? वी विल गो थ्रू फ्यू फॉर्म्स. ठीक है. Very highly unlikely that this can be asked in the exam. I don't feel such question can be asked in the exam, but still just to ensure that we have covered everything in the curriculum from start to bottom, from start to end, from top to bottom, we'll go through those forms once. ठीक है. If you ask me, ऐसा कुछ नहीं आएगा एग्जाम में, because this is very memory oriented question, but still we'll go through it once so that we are satisfied as to we have covered everything. What you have to do is, according to me ना, एग्जाम के एक दिन पहले सिर्फ देख लेना, अगर कुछ याद आ जाए एग्जाम में ठीक है, वरना इट्स ओके. I don't think it can be testable. I'll go through the FSA notes of your Zell. These are Zell notes for FSA. First is form S1. When do you have to? You don't read everything, just read the things that are marked in yellow ink. Form S1 क्या? Registration statement filed before sale of new securities to public. मतलब, if I want to come up with an IPO, what will I do? File form S1 with the SEC. Is everyone clear?
This
Yes.
is like DRHP.
Sorry?
This is like DRHP.
Yes. Kind of, yes. How will you remember? It is a statement for sale of new security. SSS here हर जगह पे. So the name of the form is also S1. A very naive way, but very kiddish way to remember. But this is how I had remembered. Yes. Is everyone clear? Should I move to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Annual report is form 10K. ये तो generally लोगों को पता होता है. Annual report 10K. ठीक है. So if they use the word 10K, there is nothing but annual report. Next is form 10Q. Quarterly financial statements. ठीक है. Quarterly financial statements. So कैसे याद रखोगे? Quarter का Q, form 10Q. Yes. Everyone, guys, please pay attention.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know what is proxy statement? Guys?
Yes.
Sir, copy of statement instead of मतलब या कुछ उसमें changes हो या ऐसा कुछ.
Voting on behalf of like another shareholder.
The voting.
On behalf of like another shareholder.
Sir, if a shareholder is unable to attend, so he can appoint his a proxy or anything.
वो proxy हुआ. Proxy statement अलग है. आपने जो बोला वो proxy का meaning. ठीक है. I'll explain, guys. पहले, yes, it is notice to the meeting. Harish.a is correct. Guys, what is a proxy statement? Please pay attention. Proxy statement का meaning क्या पहले? Note is a proxy statement. It is a notice. मतलब let's say company है. Guys, company के ना decisions होते हैं. See, company has to take different decisions, several decisions on a daily basis. ठीक है. दो टाइप के decisions होते हैं कंपनी में. एक जो बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स लेता है, एक जो शेयर होल्डर्स लेते हैं. सिंपल, करेक्ट. बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स आर मैनेजर्स ऑफ द कंपनी, शेयर होल्डर्स आर ओनर्स ऑफ द कंपनी. सो देयर आर फ्यू डिसीजंस दैट द मैनेजर विल टेक. छोटे छोटे डिसीजंस ऑन अ डेली बेसिस, बट बिग डिसीजंस ओनर्स हैव टू टेक, ओनर्स ऑफ द कंपनीज. बट मैनेजर्स तो रोज होते हैं, so they can take the decisions on a daily basis. But do you think shareholders, if I am a shareholder of Reliance, do you think I go and check Reliance headquarters every week? I don't do that, right? तो shareholder है तो उसको ना आप बुलाना चाहिए. Shareholders are spread across the country, so you have to call them. Earlier this used to happen physically, correct? So shareholders, you call the shareholders and you conduct a voting. There are different matters. In India, there are few matters in which board of directors have a say, few matters in which shareholders have a say. ठीक है. Appointment of auditor है, उसके लिए shareholders have to ratify it. तो shareholder को बुलाते, voting करवाते कि बराबर है कि नहीं, auditor चलेगा कि नहीं, etc. So proxy statement क्या हुआ? It is a statement that you send to the shareholder to invite them कि चलो come for the voting, and voting कौन से topic पे होने वाला है उसके डिटेल्स होते हैं प्रॉक्सी स्टेटमेंट में. इफ लेट्स से वी वांट टू अपॉइंट अ न्यू डायरेक्टर फॉर द कंपनी, क्योंकि द प्रीवियस डायरेक्टर इज रिटायरिंग, वी हैव टू अपॉइंट अ न्यू डायरेक्टर. नाउ देयर आर 12 candidates. So what are the qualification of all 12 candidates, etc. will be written in the proxy statement. Am I very clear?
Yes, sir.
सबको समझ रहा है ना guys?
Yes, sir.
Something like this. This is a specimen proxy statement. Yes. यहाँ पे ट्रस्टी का इलेक्शन है, तो ये ट्रस्टी के नाम है, उनका एज वेज लिखा है, देयर एक्सपीरियंस एक्सेट्रा. एम आई वेरी क्लियर?
यस सर.
इंडिया में होता है क्या प्रॉक्सी स्टेटमेंट गाइस? नहीं गाइस, has anyone heard इंडिया में प्रॉक्सी स्टेटमेंट? आई तो haven't heard.
No.
Yes, this is a US term, US thing. ठीक है. कहाँ थे हम? We had to discuss. We were discussing forms. हाँ. The next thing, proxy statement कैसे याद रखोगे? How is it DEF 14A? You count कितने अल्फाबेट्स? Proxy statement में there are exactly 14. So form आएगा DEF 14A. 14 alphabets. So 14. Yes. मैंने ऐसे याद रखा था. ठीक है. Okay. Form 8K, disclose material events. ठीक है. If there is something huge happening, let's say there's a acquisition deal that has come, so that you have to disclose in the 8K thing. As in, if you're going to have a merger, you have to disclose in that. Section 144 is for private placement. Matlab, let's say I want to raise money by issuing my equity shares, but I'm not going through the public offer route. I'm not giving my shares to public at large. Let's say Ratan Tata called, okay, and he is interested in buying some stake in my company. So I'm selling some stake to him, I'm taking money. That is private placement. Uske liye you have to file form 144. Okay, so with this we are done. I hope everyone's clear with all the forms. Yes or no?
Yes sir.
Yeah. So along with this, I guess we are done with our discussion of chapter 1. Pakka samjha sabko? Yes or no?
Yes sir.
Okay, a small thing that we have to discuss. Okay, just a second. So firstly, we are done with the first chapter. I hope everyone understood this properly. We'll move to our second chapter. Before that, a small part that I haven't discussed yet in chapter 1 that we'll be discussing now. They have written a statement in the institute material. The statement is something like this. Everyone read this line? Yes?
Yes sir.
Okay. What does this mean? Can anyone try explaining this to me?
These quarterly statements are not audited, whichever come, but the main the annual reports are the one which comes in the annual report goes out, because it will be this to audit every quarter. So
yes. So guys, this is an MCQ question. This is a line in the institute material also. That quarterly financial statements are dashed. They'll give you 3 options: audited, unaudited, etc. So the answer is unaudited. Okay. Abhi na, why am I discussing this? Okay. I can just tell you the quarterly financial statement unaudited. We are done with the chapter. पर ये ना गलत knowledge आपको pass on करता है. ये गलत है. Even though institute is telling this is wrong, I'll tell you why this is wrong.
उनका तो limited review तो होता ही है.
Correct. Correct. So understand guys, what had happened na, in one of the few batches na, मैंने ये समझाया सबको, and the students had they were like a quarterly थोड़ी audit होता है, etc. So understand guys, let me explain this, let me clarify this one thing. Okay, half knowledge is very dangerous, है ना? So what is happening na, institute has just written quarterly financial statements are unaudited. तो आप सोचो, मतलब let's say first quarter in India is April, May and June. This is your quarter 1 in India. बराबर है. ये first quarter हो गया आपका. चलो perfect. First quarter is done. Now, once these 3 months are done, you release your quarter 1 financial statements. Correct आया? आपका real life में your profit is 20 CR. You are in your financial statements showing 200 CR. Audit तो वैसे भी नहीं हो रहा. तो क्या करेंगे, कौन पकड़ेगा मैं गाइस?
एनुअल रिपोर्ट में पकड़े जाएंगे सर, जब
वो
4 क्वार्टर्स
तो साल खत्म होगा ना, तब तक तो शेयर प्राइस बढ़ जाएगा, मैं पैसे लेके भाग जाएगा. आई हैव 10% स्टेक इन माई कंपनी एज अ प्रमोटर, लेट्स से मेरा शेयर प्राइस बढ़ गया, मैं एनुअल रिपोर्ट आएगा तब तक तो भाग गया ना. व्हाट विल यू डू देन? समझा? एवरीवन अंडरस्टूड गाइस?
Yes. So do you call this a loophole or there is something?
No, I'll tell you what happened. So students had this doubt in mind when they read, and there are many students who had no doubts. There are few people who never get doubts. तो उनका तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते. But quarterly financial statements are unaudited. तो आपको डाउट आना चाहिए माइंड में कि सर फिर तो सब लोग ये करेंगे. तो इसके लिए ना होता क्या है ना, quarterly financial statements are not audited, but they are reviewed. They are reviewed. I'll again repeat, quarterly financial statements are not audited, but they are reviewed. जैसे किसी ने बोला LR होता है इनका, limited review होता है. मतलब क्या? I'll explain everything in detail. Please focus. एक ही सेकंड. Yes. Am I audible to everyone properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please focus. What's happening over here is in India. India में क्या होता है? Okay, we have something called as SEBI LODR Act 2015. I guess it is amended also now, but the original is this. मतलब क्या? Listing obligations and disclosure requirements. In short, this act gives a rule. ये act ने एक rule pass किया है कि every listed company, not every company, every listed company, listed that too on main board. Guys, have I explained you main and SME board का difference in ethics?
Yes.
Yes.
You remember, right? So listed में भी अगर main board है या SME है, तो main board में every quarterly you have to come up with your financial statements, and SME में every semi annually, हर 6 महीने. समझे? ये इंडिया में रूल है करंटली इंडिया में रूल है. तो क्या होता है अभी, हर 3 महीने आपको आपका रिजल्ट पब्लिश करना है. टॉकिंग अबाउट नॉर्मल मेन बोर्ड कंपनीज, ठीक है, एवरी क्वार्टर. तो हर क्वार्टर आप ऑडिट करवाओगे? नहीं होगा. तो इसलिए इंस्टीट्यूट ने क्या लिखा है, दे आल्सो आस्क्ड MCQ, फाइनेंशियल क्वार्टरली फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स आर डैश, द आंसर इज अनऑडिटेड. गलत है, बिकॉज ये पढ़ के आपको इमीडिएट रिएक्शन क्या होगा, ऑडिट नहीं हो रहा है. ऑडिट हो रहा है पर रिव्यू हो रहा है, ऑडिट नहीं रिव्यू हो रहा है. समझा सबको? Everyone clear with this? So what is the difference between audit and review then? Okay, audit is detailed checking, reviews ऊपर से checking. Understood everyone? In a very simplistic manner, audit क्या होता है? Detailed checking of things. Review क्या होता है? ऊपर से check करते हो. इसमें ना you form an opinion. इसमें there is no opinion. You just check what has happened is correct or not. Is this making sense to you? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Then they identify some mistakes also.
They identify the mistakes, they tell them everything is done, but see, I'll tell you. Why is audit done? So that shareholders get an assurance. Okay. First, let's say absolute assurance. Guys, when do you get an absolute assurance?
Never.
100%.
Then something there is called as reasonable assurance. Low or no assurance. Okay? This is nowhere. Auditor is not God. Okay? No one in life can give you absolute assurance about a company. Right? Because in a 20-30 day audit, you cannot check everything about the company. When you conduct an audit, they use the word reasonable assurance. Why? Because they have checked everything in detail. When do you get low level of assurance or no level of assurance? In case of review. हर 3 महीने में ना रिव्यू करना पड़ता है. Because at the end when you will do audit ना, तो भाई आप सोचो अगर आपको at the end audit करना आएगा, कितना डिफिकल्ट होगा पूरे साल का. तो 3-3 महीने में रिव्यू कर देते हो. So your audit becomes easier because you yourself have done the review, so it becomes easier. ये भी Big 4 वाले ही करते हैं audit. ये भी Big 4 वाले audit करते हैं. समझा? So CA firms only do this. I hope this is very clear. The
Sir?
terminologies are clear. Yes.
सर सो इट इज लाइक बट ऑब्वियस ना कि जो कंपनी रिव्यू कर रही है वही ऑडिट करेगी.
जरूरी नहीं होता, इसमें भी ना एक रूल है. क्या है इंडिया का रूल? अभी मैं, हाँ, इसमें ना व्हाट इज द रूल कि इन इंडिया रिसेंटली दिस हैज हैपेंड. व्हाट यूज्ड टू हैपन ना, आपने बहुत सही पॉइंट बोला कि पहले क्या होता था, देयर इज अ सीए फर्म हु डिड रिव्यू फॉर द फर्स्ट क्वार्टर, सेकंड क्वार्टर, थर्ड क्वार्टर. ऑडिट करने कोई दूसरा फर्म आ रहा है. दैट सीए फर्म रिजाइंड. दे आर लाइक अभी हमें ऑडिट नहीं करना. तो डुप्लीकेशन ऑफ एफर्ट्स हो रहा है ना. तो अभी ना एक रूल आ गया एज पर दिस LODR एक्ट ओनली. इन्होंने रूल क्या किया कि इफ यू डू रिव्यू फॉर 2 क्वार्टर्स, 2 क्वार्टर तक आपने रिव्यू कर दिए, तो कंपलसरी आपको नेक्स्ट क्वार्टर, थर्ड क्वार्टर, फोर्थ क्वार्टर करके ऑडिट करके ही जाना है. यू कैन नॉट लीव वैसा रिजाइन कर ही नहीं सकता.
सर पर आप बोल रहे हो कि जो भी कंपनी मतलब रिव्यूज इसलिए किए जाते हैं ताकि पूरे साल का बर्डन एक बार में ना आए, राइट? सर तो फिर अगर कोई कंपनी रिव्यू कर रही है और कोई दूसरी कंपनी ऑडिट करने आ गई तो बर्डन तो उसके ऊपर आएगा ही ना.
इसीलिए तो मैंने बोला ना कि अभी रूल आ गया कि पहले कंपनी ने रिव्यू किया, दो बार भी रिव्यू कर दिया 2 क्वार्टर का, तो फिर उसको पूरा ऑडिट करके ही जाना है. ही कैन नॉट लीव दैट.
सर पर अगर 2 बार रिव्यू करने के बाद तीसरे क्वार्टर में ऑडिटर को लगा कि कुछ फिशी है एंड आई शुड जस्ट लाइक रिजाइन ताकि लास्ट में मेरे पे ना आए,
नहीं तो आप गवर्नमेंट को बोलो ना कुछ फिशी है तो यू टेल सेबी इफ देयर इज फिशी, जस्ट डोंट लीव इट. समझा?
But sir, Byju's or someone,
बस के केस में हुआ
I think
तो है.
Deloitte left, right?
Sorry?
Deloitte, right?
So in, I
के
think
केस
one of,
yeah, Meenakshi. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, same thing. What he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Ki in that case, Byju's like left in between, right?
Byju's is a private company, na. This act is applicable only to listed company. I told you, na. ये SEBI LODR act है. SEBI listed companies के लिए. Yes. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Yes. So I hope everyone's clear with this assurance, absolute, reasonable, low. तो अभी when you come across the term quarterly financial statements are unaudited, मन में बोलना audit नहीं पर review तो हो रहा है. समझा? Review होता है. My only point of discussion, I'm not wasting time, just clarifying things कि audit नहीं होता quarterly पर वो review होता है. और अगर review नहीं होगा तो company को जो बोलना है वो बोल देगा. And everyone will have to, yes.
सर एथिक्स में ये बोला था ना कि वी हैव टू फॉलो व्हिचएवर लॉ इज द स्ट्रिक्टेस्ट. तो अगर इसमें बोला है कि दूसरे के बाद करना ही पड़ेगा, लेकिन और द वन ऑफ द पॉइंट वाज रिकमेंडेटरी कि अगर कुछ फिशी चल रहा है तो आई लीव इट एंड इट्स नॉट कंपल्सरी फॉर मी टू रिपोर्ट इट टू द गवर्नमेंट. एंड एथिक्स है कि वी हैव टू फॉलो द स्ट्रिक्टेस्ट. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू एथिक्स दिस इज द स्ट्रिक्टेस्ट, राइट? कि नहीं करना तो छोड़ दो.
Only applicable to CFA members and candidates. This company is not a member.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
एक रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल देख लेते हैं रिव्यू रिपोर्ट का. Yes, everyone. See, this is Asian Paints का रिव्यू Q1 का रिव्यू रिपोर्ट Deloitte ने किया है रिव्यू. ठीक है. See, this is independent auditors. Instead of using the word audit report, they are using the word review report. Rather line क्या होना चाहिए audit report में? Independent auditors audit report on audit of interim, audit on financial. यहाँ पे review of interim consolidated financial results. We have reviewed the accompanying statements. Generally word क्या होता है? We have audited the financial statements. फिर देखो यहाँ पे disclaimer भी दे दिया. A review is substantially less in scope than an audit conducted in accordance with standards of auditing in section 143 subsection 10 of Companies Act 2013 and consequently does not enable us to obtain assurance that we would become aware of all the significant matters that might be identified in an audit. मतलब in short क्या बोला है? रिव्यू ऊपर का चेकिंग है क्योंकि डिटेल नहीं है, बिकॉज आपको बहुत जल्दी खत्म करना होता है वो. Accordingly, we do not express an audit opinion. I am hoping this is clear. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. एक बार आपको होमवर्क देता हूं मैं. ठीक है. होमवर्क एज इन नथिंग टू डू, जस्ट रिसर्च. जितना आई रिमेम्बर ना, एयरटेल पता है ना सबको एज अ कंपनी, एयरटेल?
Yes.
यार दिस कंपनी डज ऑडिट ऑफ ऑल क्वार्टर्स. मतलब you have to review, that is the requirement. वो review क्या, वो audit ही करवाता है. Every quarter they do audit, not review, audit. I don't know why. I don't know why they are doing etc. But research about it ना, we'll discuss sometimes. आप खुद थोड़ा आप मेरे को सिखाओ ना कल. Yes. So if possible, please research about it. I haven't gotten the time to do that, but it will be great if you could help me explain this. Yes. तो मेरे को सच्ची में नहीं पता, but I have read it somewhere कि Airtel does audit every quarter. Maybe I might be wrong, but go through their statements and let me know about it. Yes. Am I
Okay.
very? Yes. So with this, we are holistically completely done with chapter 1 of financial statement analysis. I'm hoping this is very clear to everyone. Chapter 1 यहाँ तक समझा सबको? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
We'll directly start with chapter 2, income statement. पहला पार्ट करते इसका, then we'll take a short break. Okay. बहुत ही सिंपल है. इनकम स्टेटमेंट मतलब P&L, बैलेंस P&L, ठीक है, प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट. दिस चैप्टर इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 6 पार्ट्स. इंट्रोडक्शन, रेवेन्यू रिकॉग्निशन, एक्सपेंस रिकॉग्निशन, 5 टर्म्स, EPS and common size income statement.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, एक general doubt है. Like, should I ask now?
एक ही मिनट. I'll tell you when to ask. This is an important part of the chapter, which is revenue recognition. Okay. Not a very important part, not a very important part. Fourth and sixth. And EPS is a very, very, very important part. Samjha? So you understand the basis or the focus where you have to put in more. Lecture में तो सभी सुनना है आपका. ऐसा नहीं कि when I'm explain you not an important part, आप Instagram scroll करो. In the lecture you have to focus on everything, but while revising ना, keep these things in mind. ठीक है. EPS is the most important part of this chapter. मेरा प्लान क्या, थोड़ा लेंदी है ये पार्ट, EPS to discuss. Completely number crunching. You have to have your calculator with you all the time. So मेरा प्लान क्या, फ्रेश माइंड में करना EPS. So आज जो बाकी का सब पार्ट है we'll try covering, and tomorrow I am hoping everyone is going to attend a very, very important part of the subject. We'll start directly with EPS tomorrow. So 2:30 as soon as we start with the lecture, पहले EPS से ही स्टार्ट करेंगे. So whatever we have discussed, as in जो भी हमारा आज जहाँ पे भी खत्म होगा, we'll stay like that. कल फ्रेश माइंड से 2:30 को स्टार्ट ही हम EPS से करेंगे. So that when you are sitting with a fresh mind, you'll be able to complete the most important part of the chapter. Am I very clear? Yes.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Someone wanted to ask something. Yes.
Yeah, sir. ये एडवांस टैक्स क्या होता है?
इन इंडिया ना ऐसा है कि आपको टैक्स पे करना पड़ता है इफ यू वांट इनकम, राइट? तो अगर आपका इनकम कुछ भी हो, ठीक है, इन शॉर्ट अगर आपको 10,000 से ज्यादा टैक्स भरने का आता है एट द एंड, तो आपको पहले एडवांस टैक्स थोड़ा भर देना होता है. सो यू प्रोजेक्ट योर नेक्स्ट ईयर्स इनकम, उस पे यू कैलकुलेट हाउ मच टैक्स यू विल हैव टू पे एट द एंड ऑफ दैट ईयर, एट द एंड ऑफ द नेक्स्ट ईयर व्हेन यू विल फाइल योर आईटीआर. If the tax payable is somewhere more than 10,000, in that case, you should be proactive and pay advance में tax थोड़ा. If you don't do that, आपको थोड़ा interest लगता है at the end. Yes.
सर तो ये वही चीज है जो जुलाई दिसंबर ऐसे 2-3 बार मतलब भरी जाती है.
हाँ,
4 बार वही है क्या है?
क्वार्टरली होता है. यस यस यस.
ओके.
मैं तो रिमाइंड कर ही देता हूँ मेरे थोड़े क्लाइंट्स को कि भाई आपको एडवांस टैक्स भरना है तो भर दो, क्योंकि नहीं भरते ना लोग, काफी लोग नहीं भरते, फिर एंड में बोलते और इतना टैक्स आया सर, तो क्या, अरे तो मैं क्या, टैक्स आपको ही पता था आपको आने वाला है. तो इफ यू पे एडवांस टैक्स तो
सर, और एडवांस टैक्स में ये भी लॉजिक होता है ना कि फॉर एग्जांपल आज मतलब इन दिस FY यू डोंट हैव सफिशिएंट अमाउंट टू पे द टैक्स, तो आप उतना टैक्स अगले साल भरो कुछ इंटरेस्ट के साथ.
एडवांस टैक्स है, डिलेड टैक्स थोड़ी.
नहीं सर, मतलब ऐसा भी सर एक्चुअली मेरे को पढ़ाया था किसी ने लेक्चर में, तो इसलिए मैं थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हो गया हूँ.
नहीं, एडवांस टैक्सेस नेक्स्ट ईयर मेरे को जो टैक्स पे करने को आएगा, एंड इफ दैट गोइंग टू बी मोर देन 10,000, तो दिस ईयर ओनली यू पे थोड़ा टैक्स. ओके,
एंड दिस इज एप्लीकेबल ओनली फॉर सर्टेन नंबर के ऊपर वाला टैक्स ना?
हाँ, ओनली अबाउट 10,000. So if you feel you will have to pay more than 10,000 का tax next year, तो
10,000 रुपीज
10,000 रुपीज का टैक्स। हाँ
सर फिर तो लगभग सबके लिए ही हो गया ना।
नहीं, पर अभी सैलरीड लोग होते हैं उनका टीडीएस कट जाता है ना, तो
अच्छा ओके,
ये किन लोगों के लिए होता है जो बिजनेस करते हैं,
बिजनेस वाले। ओके ओके
जनरली।
ओके सर।
ओके, तो गाइस एम आई वेरी क्लियर? यस, यहाँ तक वी आर डन विथ द फर्स्ट
Yes, sir.
चैप्टर। वी आर स्टार्टिंग विथ sorry for the wrong numbering. We'll start with the second chapter. Yes, chapter 2, income statement. The first part of the chapter is this. Guys, this is your income statement. Okay, I want everyone to go through this. एक बार शांति से पढ़ो ये और मुझे बोलो अगर आपको कुछ नहीं समझ रहा तो, ठीक है? Go through this. For people who know, people who don't know anything, एक बार से पढ़ लो खुद से and then बोलो आपको क्या समझा क्या नहीं समझा, ठीक है? Please start reading.
Got it.
Done, sir.
Everyone's done, guys? कोई पूछ
Yes, sir.
कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग में आएगा ना? मैं एक तो पहले तो कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग सब्जेक्ट नहीं है, ठीक है तनय? एंड सेकेंडली दैट इज डिफरेंट, द थिंग दैट वी डू इन कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग इज डिफरेंट। यस, सबने पढ़ा है शांति से? इज द होल इनकम स्टेटमेंट क्लियर टू यू?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, अभी डिटेल में जाते हैं थोड़ा। एवरीवन? यस, someone has asked me, Harish has asked me, what about dividend distribution? Harish, very nice question. Good that you came up with this point. We'll discuss this. Remind me once we are done with the whole income statement, I have to discuss about dividends. ठीक है? So let's start. First is revenue. Revenue क्या होता है? You can use the word turnover, sales, revenue. Everything is the same, almost the same thing. Yes. Revenue समझता है? आपने कुछ sales, अब goods बेचा, अब पैसा आया. Everything that you earn, gross amount is your revenue. Minus COGS. COGS का full form anyone?
Cost of goods.
Cost of goods sold.
Cost. This is nothing but COGS, मतलब cost of goods sold. What do I mean by this? मतलब खर्चा क्या हुआ? In short, your expenses, variable cost expenses. For example, I am selling this watch. Let's say I am selling this watch for 10,000. इसको बनाने का खर्चा कितना मेरा? 2,000. So 2,000 is my, so ये belt, this dial, etc. This is all worth 2,000. So all material, labor cost, everything included. This is worth costing of 2,000. So 10,000 में बेचा minus 2,000. 8,000 is my gross profit. यहाँ तक is everyone clear? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Moving on to the next, admin and selling. Admin selling क्या होता है? Administration cost, selling cost. Now these costs are not directly attributable to the product. ये बनाने के लिए ये I make these watches in a factory. Let's say तो factory का rent pay करता हूँ. Factory is not owned by me. I pay the rent for the factory. Yes. To sell this, I have kept few salesmen, and whenever they sell, I pay some part of this as commission. Whatever revenue they bring, उसका थोड़ा part में commission जैसे देता हूँ. तो ये सारा भी मेरा खर्चा तो है ही ना, पर COGS में प्रोडक्ट रिलेटेड खर्चा होता है, रॉ मटेरियल, लेबर एक्सेट्रा. बाकी ये जो रेंट एक्सेट्रा आता है, फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट आता है, दैट गोज इनटू admin and selling. So I hope admin selling समझा सबको. It is also a type of expense only, right?
Yes, sir.
Minus depreciation. Depreciation क्या होता? Anyone?
It's
The
the
amount
asset
is-
that's being assess value decreasing over with time.
Correct. So suppose I bought a machine worth 10 lakh rupees. Next year, because I've used it for so long, उसका value थोड़ा गिर जाता है due to wear and tear of the machine, etc. So some portion I put it in the P&L as my expense. So depreciation मेरा क्या है? खर्चा है. क्यों? क्योंकि I bought the asset at 10 lakhs. At the end of the year, the value of the asset has become 8 lakhs. 2 lakh का the asset's value has declined. Is it a good thing for me? Bad thing. Bad thing. It is an expense for me. But am I paying 2 lakhs to someone? No, it is not a cash expense. It is a non-cash expense, but it is still my expense. Am I very clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir, amortization भी आता है ना?
Amortization भी आता है, correct.
Same for in अपन non-intangible assets.
Amortization is for intangible. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So revenue minus COGS, gross profit minus admin selling cost minus depreciation gives me operating income, which technical terms में जिसको बोलते हैं EBIT, earnings before interest and tax. यहाँ तक सबको समझा? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So, अभी ये बनाने के लिए yeah.
Advertisement will go in COGS or admin selling?
Admin selling. Yes. Now I am making, guys, this watches in a huge factory. I have to pay rent, I have to pay salary to workers, etc. But I had no money at the start. I had to take loan from banks. I've taken loan. So when I take loan, I have to pay back interest also, na, along with the repayment of loan. So interest यहाँ पे minus करता हूँ. Operating income EBIT minus interest. तो क्या आ जाएगा? EBT, earnings before tax. Then I pay tax to the government. Tax. So what is now left is income from continuing operations. समझा यहाँ तक सबको? Yes or no?
Yes.
This is NPAT, net profit after tax, income from continuing operation. Plus or minus income from discontinued operation. This might not be there for every year, but कभी कभी ना, जैसे ITC में there were 7-8 segments. Now if there is one segment going out, so you will classify that as income or expense from discontinued operation, because that operation, that segment is discontinued now. तो उसका जो भी profit and loss है यहाँ पे डाल दिया आपने. And then you get net income. Final income जो कंपनी ने कमाया after removing all expenses, after paying interest to the banks, after giving tax to the government, etc. जो ultimately बचा, जो shareholder के लिए.
PAT, right? That is PAT.
Yeah, that is NPAT, net profit after tax. I hope the whole income statement is clear to you.
Sir.
Yes.
वो वाला चीज किधर जाता है, like exceptional income, like कोविड में मास्क कंपनी एकदम शूट अप हो गई क्योंकि वो एक्सेप्शनल चीज था, क्योंकि मास्क की एकदम ज्यादा
वो
रिक्वायरमेंट
लोग रेवेन्यू में ही डाल देते हैं. जो आप एग्जांपल बोले आप रेवेन्यू में ऐड कर देते हो. एज एन
बट
एनालिस्ट
सर वो हर साल रिपीट नहीं हो सकता ना, सो वी हैव टू माइनस इट टू कम टू द ट्रू प्रॉफिट, राइट? I think I wrote
that is exceptional item. That is
yeah, exceptional item, yeah.
But वो लोग रेवेन्यू में डाल देते हैं. एज एन एनालिस्ट आप रेवेन्यू का देखोगे, जाके अंदर बाइफरकेशन देखोगे, फिर उसमें से फॉर योर एनालिसिस यू माइट डू दैट. कंपनी
I'll minus it.
हाँ,
Yeah.
आप खुद के बोले, मैं अभी क्या बोल रहा हूँ,
Yeah.
ये कंपनी क्या रिपोर्ट करते हैं ऐसा रिपोर्ट करेगा. दिस इज द फॉर्मेट ऑफ इनकम स्टेटमेंट. यस.
Right, okay.
ओके.
Sir.
यस अथर्व.
Sir. Hello.
Yeah, you are audible. Please continue.
Sir, why you don't mention cash operating profit, sir? EBITDA, sir.
Sorry, EBIT?
EBITDA, sir. Earning before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization.
ओके, वो बहुत लोगों का ये मिस्टेक होता है. ठीक है. EBITDA, we'll discuss this in the last chapter of FSA also. EBITDA ना is a non-GAAP measure. इसको non-GAAP measure बोलते हैं. मतलब क्या? ये किसी ने मांगा ही नहीं है. गैप मतलब IFRS US गैप का ये फॉर्मेट. अंडरस्टूड? वो जो आप EBITDA देखते हो ना, वो कंपनी जानबूझ के देता है. दैट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, बट समझे? दिस इज द फॉर्मेट दैट दे हैव आस्क्ड. दिस इज व्हाट द स्टैंडर्ड्स हैव आस्क्ड यू टू शोकेस. EBITDA कंपनी जानबूझ के नीचे ना ऐसे ब्रैकेट में EBITDA दे देता है कि लो एनालिस्ट आप खेलो इससे. पर मांगा है क्या किसी ने? नहीं मांगा. These are additional informations. So we are not discussing those additional points right now. Statutory requirement क्या है? Regulatory requirement क्या है? To report a P&L like this. जो extra information हो तो कंपनी कुछ भी दे सकता है. That is not required.
So now this is as per which US GAAP or IFRS?
It is a general statement. It is a general statement. थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे होता है.
So if we see it, like if you open an annual report, first they'll show revenue, then they'll show other income, and then they'll show something. Then expenses will be as a separate, which under that COGS will come. So we don't go as per that.
This is a very basic. This is a very basic thing. Now company specific things will be there. जैसे expenses है, तो expenses में अलग-अलग चीजें आती हैं. तो they have prescribed a format. If you go and see Ind AS का P&L का format क्या, 4 पेज का format. I cannot start teaching you that right now. So this is a basic format. अभी इसका ही थोड़ा tilted version आपको हर जगह पे दिखेगा. But आपको अगर ये समझ गया, you will be able to understand income statements of any company. Yes. I hope this is very clear to everyone.
सर वो डिविडेंड्स के बारे में कुछ?
हाँ, डिविडेंड क्या होता है ना, देखो गाइस, अंडरस्टैंड, दिस इज एन इनकम स्टेटमेंट. मतलब कितना पैसा आपने कमाया, उसमें खर्चा कितना है. सी अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज P&L अल्टीमेटली. फॉर्मेट चेंज होता रहेगा. डोंट यू अंडरस्टैंड P&L का बेसिक फॉर्मेट क्या है? सेल्स माइनस एक्सपेंसेस गिव्स यू प्रॉफिट. यस और नो? डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ सेल्स इसमें आते हैं, माइनस अलग अलग एक्सपेंस करो, आपको प्रॉफिट मिल गया. अल्टीमेटली यही है. इसको थोड़ा और डिटेल्ड बनाया, अभी हमने सीखा. यस और नो गाइस?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when you take loan, you have to pay interest, and interest is an expense. So interest हम यहाँ पे डाल देते हैं. Interest is an expense. But when you pay dividend, dividend is not an expense. Why is dividend not included anywhere over here? Why is generally people feel dividend भी आना चाहिए, interest भी आया यहाँ पे, dividend नहीं आता यहाँ पे, because dividend एक खर्चा नहीं.
But sir, it is shown as an investing activity, right? Like as a expense.
See, it is investing activity in case of a cash flow statement. We are discussing income statement right now. Income statement क्या है? Profit and loss account. Profit और loss कैसे find करते हो? How do you calculate profit and loss? You have to take what you have totally earned sales माइनस कितना खर्चा हुआ, तो आपको पता चलेगा प्रॉफिट लॉस कितना है. डिविडेंड इज नीदर सेल्स नॉर एक्सपेंसेस, सो इट डज नॉट फाइंड अ प्लेस इन केस ऑफ अ P&L अकाउंट. यस, समझो गाइस, मैं समझाता हूं आपको लॉजिक क्या समझो. फॉर्मेट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से मत जाओ. अंडरस्टैंड गाइस, आई स्टार्ट माई ओन शॉप, नील जनरल स्टोर. मैं खुद का शॉप स्टार्ट करता हूँ, नील जनरल स्टोर. ठीक है. पूरे दिन में आई अर्न लेट्स से 2,700 rupees in one full day from start to end. सुबह 9 AM से 9 PM I'm working in a Neil general store. I sell biscuits, etc. मेरे बिल्डिंग के नीचे start a general store. In the full day I have gotten receipts of 2,700. पर मेरा खर्चा हुआ है इसमें से, the biscuits that I've sold, I buy at low price, sell at high ना. और क्या कर रहा हूँ, मैं रिटेलर हूँ. तो माई खर्चा इज लेट्स से 1,700 फ्रॉम दिस. मेरा प्रॉफिट क्या होगा गाइस?
1,000.
1,000. यस. नाउ फ्रॉम दिस 1,000, इफ आई टेक 200 rupees at home, is this my expense? Should I show this as my expense only? कि my profit is 800? No, my profit from the company is 1,000 only. फिर एक बार प्रॉफिट आ गया, उसमें से आई टेक, सपोज मेरे घर पे पैसे का जरूरत है, आई टेक फुल 1,000. सपोज आई हैव टू मच मनी एट होम, आई डोंट टेक एनीथिंग. दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन मी, राइट? दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन मी. सो दिस 2,000 डू यू थिंक इज एन एक्सपेंस? द आंसर इज नो, it isn't an expense. Rather, the technical term is dividend is not an expense, rather it is an appropriation.
Basically, dividend is paid when the company wants to do it, so that is why it is not a compulsory expense.
You still haven't understood it. Focus. See, how do I explain? Expense is paid to people. समझा? यहाँ पे understand this example. It is Neil General Store. I am the owner. When the owner is taking money ना, इट इज नॉट एन एक्सपेंस। मैंने कमाया ना, ये एक्चुअल में स्पीकिंग पूरा 1000 में ही रहा है, इसमें से मैं फिर 200 लूं, 300 लूं, 1000 पूरा लूं, इट इज अप टू मी। डिविडेंड इज एन अप्रोप्रिएशन,
Got it.
अंडरस्टूड, इट इज नॉट एन एक्सपेंस। ओनर खुद पैसा लेगा, वो खर्चा थोड़ी किया उसने कंपनी में। Similarly,
got it,
company
got it.
distributes dividend to its shareholders, the money is distributed to the owners of the company. When you pay money back to the owner, जैसे नील जनरल स्टोर का ओनर इज नील, वैसे रिलायंस का ओनर इज ऑल ऑफ अस. इफ ऑल ऑफ अस होल्ड शेयर्स ऑफ रिलायंस, वी ऑल आर owner shareholders of the company. So when we receive dividend, owners are receiving dividend. That is not an expense, it is an appropriation. Appropriation matlab, suppose all of us today start a business, we earn 1 crores, 80 lakhs was our expense, 20 lakhs hai. Suppose let us say we are 20 of us, we distribute 1 lakh amongst each other. This is distribution of profit, this is not an expense. 20 lakh हमने कमाया, I distribute 1 lakh to each of us and we go home happily. I cannot say मेरा profit loss 0 था, my profit was 20 lakhs. Then I just distributed profit to each owner. That distribution of profit to owner is called appropriation, it is not expense. Is this it?
सर सो मतलब अगर 1000 रुपीज का प्रॉफिट हुआ है, उसमें से आपने 500 रुपए बांट दिए एज डिविडेंड्स, सो दैट डजंट मीन ना कि आपको 500 पे टैक्स भरना पड़ेगा, टैक्स तो 1000 पे लगेगा ना।
करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट, सही।
सर तो जो ईसॉप्स मिलता है वो भी अप्रोप्रिएशन है?
ईसॉप्स मिलते हैं वो अप्रोप्रिएशन, हाँ। I hope the whole statement is clear. I hope everyone understood why dividend is not included in the statement. Yes.
एडमिन सेलिंग के बारे में पूछना था सर कि एडमिन सेलिंग मतलब एक्चुअल में क्या बताते हैं वो, क्योंकि नॉर्मली मैं जैसे कुछ कंपनी में कैलकुलेट करता था ना, मैं SGN एक्सपेंसेस लेता था, सेलिंग जनरल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एक्सपेंसेस, तो वही है क्या वो?
selling वही, हाँ। Guys, if I want to further this ना, net income minus dividend करूंगा मैं, so I will get retained earnings. ये समझता है सबको? Tax net income ही मेरा profit है, उसमें से if I see this is the whole net income that belongs to the shareholder, जो डिविडेंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दिया शेयरहोल्डर को, बाकी जो रह गया दैट इज माय रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स, इसको रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स बोलते हैं। यस,
that will be in changes in equity or retained earnings.
यस यस यस, यहाँ तक
सर सो ये फॉर्मेट हमें याद करना है इनकम स्टेटमेंट का।
हाँ करेक्ट, ये आपको लर्न करना है, मैं लिख भी दूं यहाँ पे, लर्न दिस।
सर एक बार ही बताओगे कि हमें इनकम फ्रॉम कंटिन्यूड ऑपरेशंस एंड डिसकंटिन्यूड ऑपरेशन आफ्टर टैक्स टू कंसीडर?
ओके, बताता हूँ, एक सेकेंड। Someone in the chat box has also asked me the same thing, okay, what is this income from continued discontinued, why are we doing this separately? So focus on this. Is my screen visible to you? Yes?
Yes.
Everyone? Okay, now let us understand what happens is, let's say there is a company called X Limited. There is a company called X Limited. This company has 2 units. Okay, or let's say the company has 3 units, unit A, B and C. All the 3 units are working completely very fine. Okay? Obviously some unit is better, some unit is not very good, but okay, everything is continuing. Okay, nothing is, there's no problem. So what will you do? In normal scenario, this is normal case. Okay, case 1 normal. उसमें क्या करोगे आप? In revenue you will take A plus B plus C, you will take revenue of all, COGS A plus B plus C, everything will be A plus B plus C, everything okay will be A plus B plus C. Continue, discontinued कुछ, there is nothing discontinued, so 0. So this will be your answer. जो continue income from continuing ही आपका net profit होगा। समझा आपको यहाँ तक? Everyone? Yes?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure, is everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Normally, in normal scenario, there is a company which has 3 units. Unit A, 3 segments. Segment A, segment B, segment C. आप क्या करोगे? in case when you're preparing a P&L income statement, आप तीन का revenue डालोगे, revenue में COGS, बस पूरे company का आप P&L बना रहे हो ना, you're not breaking P&L of one unit, correct? But now understand, announcement हुआ that is X Limited is discontinuing C. मतलब very soon C will be removed from the company. They are going to sell off that part of the business. So this is their selling off C. They are discontinuing C. This is case B. अभी समझो इसमें क्या होगा. Have they sold off the company yet? They have just started with the procedure. They are soon going to sell off. तो क्या करोगे अभी आप समझो. You will take revenue में only A plus B का revenue, gross profit, COGS A plus B, everything, all data will be A plus B का. Nothing you will do of C. C का revenue नहीं लोगे, C का COGS नहीं, C का कुछ नहीं लोगे आप अभी. Okay? तो क्या करोगे? At the end, यहाँ पे सिर्फ what will you do? You will find out exact C का net profit क्या. समझा आप क्या कर रहे हो? So in short, they are saying as such you are going to discontinue this ना. So you don't need to report उसका revenue, उसका COGS अलग से. So what they are saying, there is a company called X Limited and there are 3 units. The C unit, the unit C you are going to discontinue, segment C you are going to discontinue. Na? So don't include unit C's revenue COGS in the company's revenue COGS. Samjha? Because what? Because next year as such C won't be there. Na? As such next year C won't be there. So ये साल आप ज्यादा revenue देखो, 1000 का revenue, next year 600 का revenue हो जाएगा. People will think अरे loss हुआ, growth is going negative growth. नहीं, as such C was going to get discontinued. Na? So the company is still in the plans of to discontinue C. Still they have to show it in this manner so that it is not misleading. कि नेक्स्ट ईयर कंपेयर करोगे तो आप ऐसा ना सोचो कि डीग्रोथ हुआ है, ग्रोथ ही हुआ है. ओके, सो यहाँ पे व्हाट विल यू डू? यू आर एज सच गोइंग टू डिसकंटिन्यू सी ना, तो नो वन इज आस्किंग यू कि सी का रेवेन्यू COGS क्या है. सी का डायरेक्ट नेट प्रॉफिट यहाँ पे डाल दो, A plus B का नेट प्रॉफिट यहाँ पे, एंड यू विल गेट फाइनल इनकम ओवर योर नेट इनकम. समझा नहीं
सर? तो ये चीज जो हमने की है, तो इसका फर्दर डिस्क्लोजर देना पड़ेगा ना.
हाँ,
कि ऐसा क्यों किया है सी के साथ.
करेक्ट.
तो वो कहाँ, वो फुटनोट्स में जाएगा?
वो बोल देते ना, दे विल डिस्क्लोज नोट्स टू अकाउंट्स में.
अच्छा, ओके.
यस. एनी डाउट्स? मृदुल, एक बार आप मेरे को बोलो ना, मेरे को समझा नहीं आपका डाउट. एवरीवन इज क्लियर विद दिस पार्ट, राइट?
यस
सर.
सी का इनकम में टैक्स नहीं देना है?
देना है ना सब. सी आफ्टर टैक्स सी का कितना प्रॉफिट होगा यहाँ पे डाल दो सीधा. समझा? Why are they not including C in all these things? The reason is they don't want you to think that this is going to continue in the next year. Make sense? Yes.
एक तरीके से हमें सी की इनकम स्टेटमेंट अलग से बना के बस फिर नेट इनकम यहाँ डालनी है.
करेक्ट.
फिर सी और डीओ का फुल फॉर्म क्या है?
सॉरी,
सीओ और डीओ का फुल फॉर्म क्या है?
कंटिन्यूइंग ऑपरेशन, डिसकंटिन्यूड ऑपरेशंस.
अच्छा, ओके.
समझा सबको पक्का?
Yes, sir.
एक मैं क्या
Can
बोलूं?
you explain in short again?
Sorry?
Can you explain in short again this?
Sure. What is happening is there is a company called X Limited. Now this company has 3 types of businesses. There is business A, business B, business C. You can call it unit A, B, C. You can call it segment A, segment B, segment C, whatever you want to call it. Think in normal scenario, if all the 3 units are working perfectly fine, okay, you don't have any plans of discontinuing them. So what will you do? When you prepare P&L of X Limited, no one is asking you P&L of A, B, C separately. There is only one company, X Limited. That company has different brands in it. Today, let's say ITC. ITC ka tobacco is not a different company. ITC is one company under which it has its tobacco business, that is a different segment, FMCG business, different segment, etc. Understood? So now what they are trying to say is when you prepare a P&L, okay, revenue jo hoga, that revenue is the total of all the units ka revenue in normal scenario. So in normal scenario, you will take revenue of all A plus B plus C segments. So everything will be A plus B plus C. Understood? There is no discontinuing operation. So here you will put 0. So income from continuing operation will be equal to your net NPAT, net income. But let's say, let's take another case wherein X Limited has finalized to discontinue बिजनेस सी बिजनेस को बंद कर रहे हैं, किसी को बेच देते हैं, वी आर प्लानिंग टू सेल इट ऑफ टू समवन, or you may be discontinuing it for no reason whatsoever, for any reason whatsoever. So now what will you do? Have you earned in the last year from C? Is there a revenue? Yes, but you will still not show it in revenue. Make sense? You will still not show it in revenue. Have you incurred any COGS in unit C? Yes, still you will not include that in COGS. So you will take all the details of only A and B units, okay, and you will get income from continuing operations. Then in income from discontinued, okay, what will you do? You will calculate C ka all these things independently, and you will put net profit of C over here. So ultimately you will get total net profit only. So the final answer will be same. Final answer, if you do all three together or two and one differently, the net income that you're going to get is the same. But the only difference over here is you're not showing C's revenue as a part of group revenue, because till next year C would have been discontinued, correct? So it is logical to not show C, because today let's say analyst kya karte hain? The work of analyst is to sit with current year's financial statement and forecast future year's financial statement. Now if I'm using something like this, I will forecast कि next year 10% से growth होता है every year जैसा हो रहा है, 10% से grow नहीं करेगा अभी. क्यों? कि C का growth नहीं होगा ना अभी. C का revenue include मत करो. It is anyways going to get discontinued, right? Is this making sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. To solidify our concept ना, एक real life example ले ले इसका. Yes, everyone?
Yes, sir.
I told you I've taken this Adidas का annual report. Adidas सबको पता है ना, company, shoes company, yes?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
उसने ना Reebok पता है ना, Reebok actually was a unit of Adidas only, and Adidas discontinued it in the year 2021. ठीक है? तो which is why I've taken specifically यही साल का Adidas का annual report, so that you come to know कि कैसे work करता है. एक ही सेकंड में. Yes, can you see its income statement now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Focus over here. Is there anything in gain or loss from discontinued operation? Yes. समझ रहे हो? पहले current year है, फिर last year. Gain or loss? Current year there is a profit of 666, and last year there was a loss of 19. Yes, and if you want to know more about this, you can go to note 3. Notes to accounts में you go to note 3, you will understand about it. जाना है मैं note 3 में. कहाँ गया? This is discontinued operation. If you go into the notes to accounts, you will understand कि ये जो Reebok है जिसको उन्होंने बंद कर दिया, उसका क्या full year का sales expenses, तो you will come to know ये कैसा आया था आपको. समझा कि नहीं समझा सबको? Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
इसमें 6 और उसमें 6 था.
हाँ, तो कुछ होगा taxes etc का change. I have not gone into details, but I hope everyone understood this. Yes. Okay. यहाँ पे ना लिख दिया. I'll come to that part also after some time. But I hope this is clear. Yes.
Yes, sir.
यहाँ पे ना स्टार्टिंग में ही उन लोग ने लिख दिया था. एक ही सेकंड ना. Okay. ठीक है. Anyways. चलो. So I hope this is clear. Where were we? ये समझा है ना सबको? Nice.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll now move on to revenue recognition. तो काफी बड़ा concept है. I'm not sure वो होगा कि नहीं आज. What should we start? We can't start with EPS as well. Nevertheless, we'll start with. Do you guys need a break or should I continue?
Break.
Continue, sir.
अंदर decide.
Can continue, sir.
Okay. So मत जाना, but सिर्फ. Okay. Revenue recognition करते start. Is everyone ready? Yes. Nice.
Yes, sir.
5-minute break, please.
Yeah, we should
But
take a break, I guess.
सर आप ये करोगे तो फिर probably next class carry forward होएगा, फिर EPS late होएगा.
We'll take some other concept. Don't worry. We'll take a break because मेरे को ना there are many people who sent me a WhatsApp in the last to last lecture saying, "Sir, please give a break. We get tired." So okay, I'll follow that. Okay. So guys, अब बोल देना कभी भी ऐसा break चाहिए होता. You take a break, take a breather for 5 minutes. I'll search for a very simple concept that we'll complete in the last 15 minutes, and then we'll be done with today's lecture. ठीक है? So please take a break for 5 to 6 minutes, and then we'll continue. Sure. Yes, guys. Should we continue? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's start. I hope people are awake. Yes, everyone.
Yes, sir, very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ठीक है, चलो. So now we are done with the first part of the chapter. We will now move on to let's go to the last part, common size income statement. Very simple to understand. Okay, just a second. Yes. What is common size income statement? Everyone please pay attention. It is such an income statement which eliminates the size, the effect of size. Size का जो effect होता है वो eliminate कर देता है. मतलब क्या? By expressing each item of income statement, you express each item of income statement as a percentage of revenue. मतलब, guys, we have understood what is an income statement, correct? Now, if I tell you convert the same income statement into common size income statement, will you be able to do that? Absolutely yes. आपको क्या करना है? हर एक आइटम को परसेंटेज ऑफ रेवेन्यू लेके आना. समझा नहीं समझा? यस.
बेसिकली सबका टोटल 100 आना चाहिए.
यस, मतलब लेट्स से रेवेन्यू माइनस COGS gives us gross profit. Yes, minus admin selling gives, let's say, gives us directly net profit. I know EBIT आता है. Let's not mess with the terms. इतना ही है income statement. ठीक है, क्या करेंगे अभी? If I have told you, okay, revenue let's say is 20,000, COGS is 14,000, or let's say COGS is 6,000. Okay, gross profit is 14,000, admin selling is 12,000, EBIT becomes 2,000. Guys, I want to convert this into common size income statement. This is normal income statement. You can use normal income statement to convert into common size income statement. Is everyone ready? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Please respond. Is everyone ready? सुनाई दे रहे हैं मेरी आवाज सबको? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Ready,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for replying. Okay, let's start. What you have to do is you have to keep your revenue as 100. इसको 100 रखना है. So how will we calculate? If 20,000 is 100, okay, तो मतलब ये तो 100 हो गया. So just a second. Okay, ये तो 100 है, 100%. यहाँ पे COGS में क्या कैलकुलेशन होगा? Understand. If
20,000 divided by 20,000.
Yeah, so cross multiply. 20,000 अगर 100 है तो 6,000 कितना होगा? So cross multiply 6,000 into 100 divided by 20,000. क्या आएगा guys? Anyone?
30%.
कितना?
30%.
Okay, I don't have a calci right now. You, what you will tell, I'll agree to that.
30%.
30%. So 100 minus 30. So gross profit has to be 70%. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is admin selling? 12,000. मतलब कितना होगा?
60%.
So this becomes 10%. I hope this is very clear. This is your common size income statement. Yes. So ये बनाते हैं ना हम, तो size का effect चला गया. You don't know whether it is in 20,000 crore. अभी same guys. If I remove 1 0 सब में से, company becomes such a small company, right? 200 करोड़ का profit अभी सिर्फ, समझा? But still this will remain the same. If I remove 1 more 0 from everywhere, it will still remain the same. Yes, the common size will still remain the same. तो हम कभी-कभी क्या होता है ना, by seeing the zeros etc, we get intimidated. We feel करे company is huge, company is small. Remove the effect of size. बड़ा छोटा कंपनी छोड़ो, effective, efficient कितना है कंपनी. यहाँ पे by reading this, we are, removing all the noise. We are only focusing के देखो, कंपनी ना 30% ही COGS है. कंपनी का वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इज वेरी लेस, बट कंपनी का फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट इज वेरी हाई. रेंट, एडवर्टाइजिंग एक्सेट्रा में बहुत खर्चा हो रहा है. सो मे बी इफ दे कैन सेव ऑन दिस, उनका प्रॉफिट मार्जिन बढ़ेगा. बिकॉज कंपनी 100 रुपया का सेल्स करे 10 ही कमा रहा है, वेरी लेस मार्जिन, राइट? सो दिस इज रॉन्ग. आई होप दिस इज वेरी क्लियर. I hope everyone understood how to make common size income statement. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
परफेक्ट. इसका ना मैंने न्यूमेरिकल एग्जांपल नोट्स में दे दिया, सो यू कैन गो थ्रू इट एंड यू विल अंडरस्टैंड. ठीक है. कॉमन सेंस इनकम स्टेटमेंट का मैंने देखो यहाँ पे दिस इज नॉर्मल इनकम स्टेटमेंट ऑफ टू कंपनीज, नॉर्थ कंपनी साउथ कंपनी. अभी देख के क्या लगता है आपको? ओनली फ्रॉम अ प्रिलिमिनरी थिंग यू थिंक नॉर्थ कंपनी सच अ बिग कंपनी, 750 lakhs का रेवेन्यू, साउथ कंपनी ओनली 35 lakhs का रेवेन्यू. बट व्हेन यू कन्वर्ट दिस इनटू कॉमन साइज, सेम को कॉमन साइज में कन्वर्ट किया, यू अंडरस्टैंड रेवेन्यू का 70% COGS में खर्च है, 15% एडमिन में, 5% रिसर्च में. You're ultimately earning only 10% of your revenue. But in South company, even though your company is small, 100 में से 45% आप कमा रहे हो. Now guys tell me which is a better company? South. Yes. So sometimes common sense income statements will help you, decode things in a better manner. I hope this is very clear to everyone. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I just want to explain you two terms now. एक टाइम सीरीज एनालिसिस क्या होता है, दूसरा क्रॉस सेक्शनल एनालिसिस क्या होता है. ठीक है. नाउ गाइस अंडरस्टैंड, इफ आई वांट टू एनालाइज रिलायंस का 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, I want to compare this. This is called time series. Same company across different years, time series analysis. या फिर I am taking 2022 का डेटा for all paint industry companies, Asian Paints, Berger Paints, Akzo Nobel, Indigo Paints, ठीक है, Consign Aerolac, सारे 5 कंपनीज, 5 बिग कंपनीज ऑफ पेंट इंडस्ट्री इन इंडिया, सबको कंपेयर करो. दिस कॉल्ड क्रॉस सेक्शनल. सेम टाइम पीरियड, सेम टाइम होराइजन, डिफरेंट कंपनीज इन द इंडस्ट्री, क्रॉस सेक्शनल. सबको समझा? इज एवरीवन क्लियर विद द एग्जांपल्स?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if you read in a financial magazine के टाइम सीरीज एनालिसिस किए, तो you understand एक कंपनी का across the time period का एनालिसिस है. Yes. Okay. Perfect. So we are done with this part as well. We are done with common size income statement also. Now we have to move to the next part. Yes. I'll explain you 5 terms. Please focus.
सर क्रॉस सेक्शन एक बार और बताओ.
एक सेकंड ना, क्रॉस सेक्शन ना, देखो क्रॉस सेक्शन में क्या होता है, यू टेक सेम टाइम, टाइम सीरीज नहीं है, टाइम एक ही टाइम है 2022, और उसमें बहुत सारे कंपनीज का कंपैरिजन करो, पीयर कंपैरिजन. दैट इज कॉल्ड क्रॉस सेक्शनल एनालिसिस. यस गाइस, देयर आर 5 टर्म्स दैट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. पहले 2 इंपॉर्टेंट है, अदर 3 आर नॉट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है, फोकस. पहला डिसकंटिन्यूड ऑपरेशन. We have already understood this. Yes. What is a discontinued operation? I hope everyone has understood this.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll again understand it in detail. Please focus. When a company wants to dispose of a separate unit, then it is called a discontinued operation. When a company wants to dispose of a separate unit मतलब क्या? Part of company which is physically and operationally distinct from rest of the company. Part of a company which is physically and operationally distinct. मतलब let's say ITC सनफीस्ट का बिस्किट बनाता है, let's say एक बिस्किट बनाना बंद कर दिया. That is that discontinued operation? No, they have just dropped one brand. Understood? It is not physically and operationally distinct. But yeah, but पूरा FMCG बंद कर दिया, तो discontinued हो गया. समझा? वो पूरे एक सेगमेंट बंद कर दिया उन्होंने. Yes?
Sir, Nike or Converse.
Correct. There are few terms that you have to understand over here as well. Okay, guys, the date on which the company prepares a formal plan for disposing an operation. The date on which the company prepares a formal plan for disposing an operation. It is called measurement date. वो दिन को measurement date बोलेंगे. And the date on which actually the company sells of that part is called actual disposal date. और ये 2 dates के बीच का period है, उसको phase out period बोलते हैं. समझा नहीं समझा? Should I repeat? Nice. Clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
प्लान बनाया, मेजरमेंट डेट, एक्चुअल डिस्पोज की एक्चुअल डिस्पोजल डेट, उसके बीच का पीरियड इज फेज आउट पीरियड. एनी लॉस एस्टिमेटेड ड्यूरिंग द फेज आउट पीरियड रिकॉग्नाइज स्टार्टिंग में, मेजरमेंट डेट पे conservatism. But any gain estimated during the period, recognized at the end of the period. End में करेंगे. Yes, is this very clear?
Yes, sir.
Moving on to the second term, unusual items. एक बार ना मैं क्या बोलता हूँ, ये आपको ये 3 टर्म समझे ना आपको? पक्का?
Yes, sir.
Sir, if the company recognizes loss during phase out period, then it should be reporting it at the measurement date.
Yes.
But the measurement date is like back of the phase out period, right?
Start of the phase out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Estimate करना होता है. Yes.
Okay, it's an estimate. Okay, okay.
एक ही सेकंड है guys. I want you guys to understand this practically as well. कहाँ है ये? Give me a minute, guys. I had marked it somewhere. I forgot where I had marked. Yes. Guys, is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You read this yellow ink wala partner for me. On 11th Feb, the company decided to initiate a formal process aimed at divesting Reebok, which was completed with signing of a sales agreement with Authentic Brands Group LLC. Authentic Brands Group LLC on August 12, 2021. What is Feb 11?
Measurement date.
Absolutely correct. This 11th Feb 21 is your measurement date. What is this? August 12th?
Actual disposable date.
Correct.
Disposable date.
This is 12th August 21. This is actual disposal date. Yes. So ये दोनों के बीच का पीरियड क्या हो गया?
Phase out period.
समझा ना सबको practically अभी? Yes.
Yes.
They actually in the notes to accounts report what is the. They have not used the terms because not everyone knows what is measurement date, what is actual disposal date. But you understood the relevance, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Where were we? Yes. So the first term is clear. We had to understand 5 terms. पहला term है discontinued operation. हमने कर लिया. Second is unusual items. Unusual items मतलब there are few events which are unusual in nature, infrequent in occurrence. जैसे someone had asked me when we were doing P&L, कि sir unusual item कहाँ पे आएगा? Okay, they are included in the income from continuing operation, but to predict future cash flows, exclude them. So if there are one-off items, one-time income, one-time expense, उसको exclude कर दो because वो एक ही बार होने वाला. So if you exclude that, then you can predict future properly. So there are few infrequent items, unusual items. उसको निकाल देना चाहिए हमें financials में से. I hope this is very clear. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
And then there are 3 things called changes in accounting policy, changes in accounting estimates, and prior period adjustments. ठीक है? If you thought depreciation 10% होना चाहिए 15 के जगह पे, या फिर you thought life of the asset is 10 years instead of 15 years, that is change in accounting estimate. इसमें क्या होगा? If you want to change, if you're changing your estimate, ठीक है, you don't have to change previous years का कोई financials, you have to change prospectively. But if you change a policy, मतलब revenue recognition का policy जैसा कोई, you change a policy, you have to change previous years के financials also. That is called retrospective effect. ठीक है, इतना याद रखना. I have given you the notes. Okay, yes, it is similar to Yash, it is similar to accounting standards of India. You can just go through this, not very important, but एक बार पढ़ लेना, so you will be clear with this. Yes, so we are done with this part of the chapter as well. 5 terms, and tomorrow guys we'll directly start with EPS now. ठीक है, हम directly EPS से start करेंगे. So I'm requesting everyone to please attend tomorrow's lecture and ask if someone is not attending to उनको force करो बिंदास attend करने के लिए. ठीक है, चलो. So with this we are done with today's lecture. I hope you guys enjoyed and had fun, and are also understood. We'll meet tomorrow. Yes, I think I'm not forgetting anything. Yes, I'm not forgetting. Okay, thank you guys for attending today's lecture. Have a nice Saturday evening.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
सर वो डाउट है सर
पूछो ना.
सर अपना जो एसडी रहता है उसका अपन यूनिट क्या लेते हैं सर परसेंटेज ना जो एसडी होता है स्टैंडर्ड डिवीजन पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजमेंट
हाँ, वन रहता.
नहीं 1 नहीं मतलब परसेंटेज में होता है ना सर
स्टैंडर्ड
तो मतलब या सो अगर अपन एसडी 20 बोल रहे तो 20% है.
करेक्ट.
तो सर अपन उसी को 0.2 भी लिख सकते हैं.
करेक्ट.
तो सर कल अपन मतलब अपन ने 3 दिन पहले मतलब 3 लेक्चर्स पहले क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किया
अरे
था.
you had sent me that WhatsApp पे डाउट ना.
यस सर.
अरे we'll discuss this in tomorrow's lecture. थोड़ा लंबा explanation है इसका. And I want everyone to benefit from this.
ओके श्योर सर.
Yes, thank you.
सर एक पूछना था. नॉर्मली जैसे आप बोले कि जो CFA बनते हैं वो नॉर्मली डायरेक्टली स्टॉक में इन्वेस्ट नहीं कर सकते मतलब, तो हर कंपनी में अप्लाई है क्या मतलब?
नहीं, only if you are working for such a company. सारे CFA मार्केट में डालते ही है पैसा. Only those people who are working in a company which restricts them. There are few mutual fund companies in India जो restrict करता है. बाकी तो कोई नहीं, आप बिंदास कर सकते हो.
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर.
No worries. Thank you guys.